welcome our next comic out here. Come on, Joleen.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Married to Bravo podcast with Joleen and Nana. Thank you for your patience as we gear up for this Friday night full of Bravo TV fun. We're going to be talking all about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Latest part 4, final part of the reunion. We're also going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's recent episode and going on our normal tangents about life, liberty, and the pursuit of being mother and daughter watching trashy reality shows.
You have to do something with your time, you know? I think it's a fun thing to do. I get a kick out of it. Michelle Edwards is saying, please hit and subscribe. Thank you, Michelle. I was talking to Linda earlier, and then
And her name is Producer Linda. Thank you.
Producer Linda, PL, Producer Linda. And then I tried calling her back, and she tried calling me, and that's when my phone went dead. And oh my goodness, I tell you.
Why are you sharing that with us?
I'm sharing that with you because I have a question for our viewers.
All right, we'll get into technical questions with Nana in a little bit. Okay, let's first tell everyone, before we start begging things from you, let's beg something from you. Make sure you guys smash that like. Let's set a like goal like we do. Nana, what is the like goal for tonight?
Well, I can see we have 52 people already on here, so I'm going to go 57.
Whoa, Nana, again, just killer likes. I mean, Nana setting the goal so high. So
That's
high.
right.
All right.
So
Let's hit 57
high.
likes. Mods, if you can keep us up to date, that would be awesome. And if you're watching later, smash that like. It helps. If you want to support the channel, you can send a super chat during the live. And hopefully you guys can't hear that. My husband was calling. You can send a super chat. We'll highlight your comment. Otherwise, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Joleen Lunzer, or right here on YouTube. We have one membership level, and you get a cute little crown next to your name. And I think I'm going to be making my scary stories that I make for members only. And my Patreon as well. My Patreon.
Okay. All right. I love the ones that you did with your tree.
My scary stories.
No, I know. But have you gotten your Christmas tree yet?
Yes.
Treetopia sent it already?
Yes, I'm going to do. I already have so much work to do on it, you guys. I have an unboxing I have to do and a decorating I have to do by the 12th. What's the date today?
Today, I believe, is the 5th. What day did we vote? Was that the 2nd? Yeah, that was the 2nd.
So that means I have 7 days to do my unboxing video and fully decorate my Christmas tree with the theme I'm given.
Oh, they give you the theme?
Stay with me, Nana.
No, I'm just asking because I'm just asking because quit it now. Just stop it. Wait till halfway through before you start making fun of me.
Okay.
I lost my train of
thought.
thought.
Yes, it's because I'm trying to read the comment. I said, is Linda here? I got to talk about, I have a question. Someone said I look nice. I was over here. I could see Nana's eyes going, and I'm like, I'm going to turn off the comments.
You know, I really do. I had so much fun. I'd like to ask how you're doing. Fine, good. I went to Kohl's, and I had so much fun the other day. I got this cute new top. I just love this top. It's got a little hood to it. It's my first time of ever buying this kind of thing, Under Armour. It's got that on the arm. I thought that was cute.
Oh, you've never bought Under Armour before? It's so cute.
I never have because I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I love their product, but it doesn't work with my percentages off when I get a Kohl's percentage. I had a 20% off, and I watch each thing as it's being scanned, and I am so, and we're not going to talk anal because we did that last podcast.
Well, you got to
I'm
give
so-
us an update on your anus too. We have lots of updates to get to. So I know what you're saying though on the Kohl's stuff, like Adidas, Under Armour, Nike, none of the like name brand stuff you can never get with the coupons, which sucks.
Yeah, that disappoints me. So, and I watch when
Mhm.
they're putting things through, and I says, "Oh, and the 20% coupon went through." Yes. And is there any, up in the box on their screen, it'll say if you have any Kohl's cash you haven't used. And I said there should be $5 there. I would like to apply that. So they did that. And then I had another $10 on my phone that they sent me because
Oh my
I'm a
gosh.
most valuable customer. Plus, it's my birthday month. So, yeah, Paul says you should just go there with a mask on and stick them up. That's what you do every time. You get such good deals. And I do because I really do like Kohl's.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just encouraging you to do good stuff. Jamie B, who's new to the Kohl's Cash game, but had Kohl's Cash recently, now is like Kohl's Cash is like crack. And then Natalie just spent $25 at Kohl's Cash today.
Oh, Natalie, isn't it fun? And Jamie B, once you're hooked, honey, you're hooked. I not only got back from the store, I laid everything I bought in the living room, and then I took little Post-it notes. That was part of my severance package from the Senate. And I put these little Post-it notes on everything and went through my receipt and wrote down what it was to begin with and what I actually got it for. And I was all alone doing this, and it brought me great joy.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Teresa said, "Oh, Joleen, you're sounding a little sassy to our Nana." I'm telling you, if I am like this much sassy, people are like, "Joleen, how dare you?"
Thank you, people. Thanks for having my back, girlfriends.
But who has my back? But who has my back?
Everyone on the chat line that I'm not looking at.
No, you can look at the chat, Nana. Grandma Green, thank you for the super sticker.
How
all right.
nice.
So, okay. So we got to get an update on your butt. We have to get an update on, I might drop the link. Hot, you like, well, he used to have a different name, but now he's make it make sense. Make it make sense. Used to be Fat Phil. Remember Fat Phil?
Oh yeah, Fat Phil. He was really cute. Yeah.
Oh. I might drop the link. I might text it to him real quick. He might join us because he has a lot of opinions about Beverly Hills that he wants to share with you, Nana. So is that cool with you?
Oh, I'm happy to talk to Fat Phil. I loved it when he was in that fake fur coat.
Oh.
Now that was a cute faux. Is that why do they call it faux? Does that mean fake?
Oh, yes, faux. FAUX. The word faux.
Okay.
Yeah, fake. So I'm going to send you the link, Mims, and then when we start talking about Beverly Hills, feel free to pop in. Okay. So I just sent it to you.
Okay.
Via text. So I just remembered that because I was I forgot. I'm tired and
That's all right, honey. You're so
Wednesday,
busy all the time.
Well, I have my mother-in-law's in town. I don't even talk to you. She's in town till she got in yesterday, so she's in town till Sunday. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law are not together. They have different spouses. He was in town today with my brother-in-law. And because they're moving, my brother-in-law, Toonie, is moving to Los Angeles. So that's exciting. He is. Yes.
Oh, I bet Chel's happy.
Yeah, we're very happy for him. But, he's young. He's an aspiring actor. He's coming out of New York. He finished college. He's been in a bunch of stuff. And now his manager, wants him to make the big move to LA. So I'm excited.
That's very exciting, honey. It's nice to catch up. Yes.
Yeah. I haven't seen them since oh my gosh, in person. I haven't seen them since right before the pandemic hit. We were in New York visiting my brother-in-law and also celebrating my birthday. Then we went to DC and visited Chel's best friend. And that's the last time in person that I've seen my brother-in-law. And the last time I see my father-in-law in person was before the pandemic too. So we just met them for lunch. They were coming through Palm Springs, heading to LA from Phoenix. And so it was so nice to just get to hug them. But I've been just so tired and just like, I don't know. It's just, it's how life is.
It is. Your hair looks amazing. You look
really?
Darling. Yes.
So.
Did you just get it trimmed?
I didn't.
Oh, it looks like you just did.
Blow dry it. You're so sweet. Realification.
Oh,
Thank
I like
you.
This.
says, I placed a Kohl's order online today for a Shark vac. I have a Shark vacuum. I do, right? Yeah, I have a Shark.
Yes,
Yeah, I
you
do.
have a Shark.
'Cause we have the same ones.
You got it from
Right?
Gibbs. Yep.
Wait,
Mr. and Mrs. Gibbs.
here's a question. How often do you have to change your vacuum? Because I've had that vacuum since I got married in 2015.
No, you're just fine. It's still working. But remember, like when I come out, we'll take it apart because Karen showed me this thing that it's like a spongy thing that sits before the
Now
filter.
we know about that and we clean it.
Yeah,
Kel
take
cleans
it out and then wash
Mhm.
it up. Yeah, it just
It's
runs
very
better
dirty.
that way. I have 2 Sharks Realification. I love them. Once I got one for the upstairs, then I just got a new one for the upstairs and took the other one downstairs instead of lugging the vacuum downstairs all the time.
But more importantly, Anna, how often do I have to change my vacuum? When do I have to get a new vacuum? I feel like
When
that
you-
one's getting kind of old.
No, if it's still working, honey, if it still works, don't replace it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my mom had the same vacuum for 30 years.
Yeah, but they don't
You
make
know?
things like they used to.
Well, true story. True story.
Realification, congratulations. Congratulations. Grandma Green coming in just so generous. Thank you so much for the super
thank
sticker.
you.
$20,
That's so
Grandma
nice.
Green.
$20. Oh, where were you when I was at Kohl's the other day?
Yes.
I really did. I did have such a good time, but thank you. That's so generous of
Okay.
you guys. And
So
Realification.
that's normally we do a Nana catch up, but that's what I've been doing. So I've been able to see my in-laws, which is great.
How
And my mother-in-law's
nice.
in town and she's visiting family and stuff. I don't know where she is right now. I think she's visiting some friends. And then
Does she
yeah,
have a
so I-
break? I was going to say Christmas, but like a
Work?
Thanksgiving
No.
break? I mean, okay.
no, she took a meeting from here. So
Oh, okay.
always
She's
working.
always working. Yes.
She's very busy, but she loves the tree and she's gonna post pictures on her Facebook. She says of the tree.
Oh, serious? Did
Because I
she
kept
love
it
it?
up for her so she could see it. Yeah, she loves it.
Well,
I knew she would like it.
all my friends that have seen it just love it. It's just so pretty. And I was never much to decorate for Halloween. My friend Billy Ball, she loves decorating for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more of a Christmas girl. So
Oh my gosh, Sharon, thank you. Saw you on Down with Jason. You look beautiful and was fun to watch. I am going to go on again, Sharon, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. I think me and Josh and Jason and Kempire are all going to be doing it, Nana. The night you were pooping your pants, so we'll get to that.
yes.
I went
Yeah,
on
that
Down
was-
with Jason to talk below deck, and it was really, really fun. And I talked to Jason, and I told him how we do because he says he loves you, and he loves 90 Day with Nana.
Oh, how nice.
He and Adam, I was telling him about how we do our segment when, like today, Nana has some tea she stole from Up and Adam, so that's super awesome. She'll share it here, and he said that they would probably be willing to join us. And I said, "Oh, you're gonna blow Nana's mind."
Oh,
because
you
she's,
are.
like,
You are.
so
I mean, I
such a fan.
tried to find you on the show with Jason.
Yep.
And I wasn't good at it because I never did find it. Was that the night for the prep?
It
For
was.
the
It was your
colonoscopy?
prep night.
Oh, I wasn't watching anything. I was just so sick.
Well, I'm so sorry about that. Mason said my mom had the same rainbow vacuum for 25 years. What the hell's a rainbow vacuum?
I've never heard of a rainbow vacuum.
Me neither. Mason, tell us more. Aaron says just clean your filters once a month, Jolene. You don't have to replace it. Crooks. Until it croaks. I thought you were saying crooks.
No, crooks. Like, bye-bye. Yeah, I just love my Shark. I mean, I was a big, I had Hoovers and the belt kept breaking and blah, blah, blah. And then when I had, remember the Kirby vacuum? Does anybody old enough to
Mhm.
remember Kirby? Kirby lasted it lasted longer than you did. But,
Is it a gay vacuum, the rainbow?
oh, the rainbow one, I like it. I'm a liberal person. I'll buy that rainbow vacuum.
Yes.
But we
Nana's a
love our
progressive.
Sharks.
Yes.
We love our Sharks.
We love gay vacuums. We love all vacuums. We love all vacuums. Okay. So tell us, Nana, you went and mostly on 90 Day with Nana, we talked about your getting ready for colonoscopy, I think. I don't know if we talked about Married to Bravo. So if you don't join us Mondays, you might be like, what are you talking about? But Nana got her colonoscopy that she needed to get. She was a little nervous, but how did it turn out?
I get a little wired about that stuff. And by a little wired, nobody wants to be around me because I pace and I think
You get anxiety. You get nervous.
well, that's it. The anxiety of it.
Nothing
and,
wrong
and,
with
you know,
that.
people have a lot more problems than that. I don't know why I allow myself to get to that point.
I think
You
so
know?
many people, Nana, get anxiety with going to the doctor because it's not only the actual process, especially with going to like gynecologist, proctologist, or colonoscopy, whoever does a colonoscopy, those kind of invasive doctors. There's a dentist, like a lot of nerves go into that. So you don't have to
Yeah.
be like, I shouldn't be nervous. It's okay. And also just like waiting to get test results, like it's all very nerve wracking.
It is kind of, yeah, it is. I'm not going to say kind
Yeah.
of. It just is. But you
I
don't
can
have to worry once you get old like me and you go to the gynecologist. They don't want to see it anymore. No, nobody wants to see it anymore. I mean, you know what? Not that there was a lineup at my door anyway, but nobody wants to see it anymore. So I'm thinking, what age do you get to that? And
Thank you,
well,
real
it is.
physician.
It's
Rainbow vacuum
65,
is
66.
1,500. Holy shit. Holy shit.
What?
Nathan, your mom is fancy. Talk about a pain in the ass, Glenn. Am I right? So, Nana, you had your colonoscopy.
I did.
And
Everything
what
went
did they
just fine.
find?
They found 2 polyps. They got rid of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had more in the past.
A
So
polyp
only
party in your butt.
polyp party. And so one was, they call it like a precancerous. It's a type of polyp, they said, that if it was not removed, could certainly turn to cancer. That's what they know about these. But both were removed and clean as a whistle.
Yay. See, that's why it's important to go get these tests that are
Absolutely.
not fun to get, because you want to catch stuff hopefully before it turns into something that can be
Yeah.
a lot bigger deal. So you're in the clear, Nana.
5 years I get to wait. So then I was going, okay, I'm going to be 67, 68, 69. I'm going to be 72 next time I go in.
Oh,
Oh
so
my
young
gosh.
still
Oh,
so
yeah.
young. Gosh, Nana, but clean and green. Yup, Nana always looking cute.
Oh,
Sharon
thank
says,
you.
whenever I see the doc, I have a nervous bladder problem, but at 66, not as bad as when I was younger. See,
That
everyone gets
Sharon,
nervous.
Sharon, isn't that true? I mean, after so long, I finally relaxed with being gynecologist being checked. Then all of a sudden they're saying, oh, sorry, we don't want to see that anymore. Oh, okay. So you get to a certain
all
point.
ages of vaginas matter. Like you have to check all the vaginas. You know why it is? It's something with insurance companies. They don't want to cover it. That's why it is. It's not
I
that
know.
women over 66 don't still have issues and stuff like that. It's that somehow
Right.
they found some weird loophole where they don't want to pay for it. Now, Care Bear, Nana, earlier today, Nana was saying it was an edamame.
Oh.
And I said, no, edamame is a soybean you eat. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks like it's a adenoma and an adenoma.
That's what they wrote on
Adenoma?
there, because you go
Adenoma?
online. Everything's self-serve nowadays, which I absolutely hate. But
She
you
loves
go
that.
on my chart, and I like them about as much as those damn roundabouts they're putting all over town.
Oh,
But
don't get her started on the roundabout streets, Nana.
that isn't helping anybody. These people don't even yield. Stop it. So, but that edamame or whatever that is.
Edamame, yep.
That's
Edamame in your butt. That's what they
Yeah.
took out, is your edamame. So it's not a polyp. What's the edamame?
Whatever they just said.
Okay, Care Bear. Because remember, Care Bear works
Care
in the
Bear.
office.
Yes, Care Bear. Thank you. She reads those. She reads the reports. That's what it was, Care Bear. Thank you.
Adenoma, Nana. An
Yes.
adenoma. Is
So,
that what was the precancerous? Was it adenoma?
Yes.
Okay. You basically a benign.
Right.
Care Bear, you're so smart. I
Oh
love
my gosh.
this.
Oh, you paid attention in school, Care Bear.
Yes. And here's the best way. Chronic Cat. This is the comment of the night. Anxiety isn't logical. Go easy on yourself, Nana. It isn't logical. I was just talking to my brother-in-law about that. I said it's totally normal to feel anxious, and there's nothing logical about it. The best thing I've ever heard, well, not ever, but when it comes to anxiety, is the only antidote I think it is to anxiety is action. So, you're nervous about something.
Okay.
Do something, just like sitting there. And you can take that lots of ways, whether it's get up and do something, get up and face the fear that makes you anxious, do something to help yourself with the anxiety, do some self-soothing. You can take that action as anything, but it can be debilitating when you get anxiety. And sometimes it's unfortunately just, you're going to get it before things that are kind of nerve-wracking and anxiety inducing. So
Yeah. I always want to apologize for everything. Maybe it's a Minnesota
yeah,
thing.
it's a Midwestern thing. You don't have to apologize. Lala Buffenmeyer, thank you so much for the $9.99. What a cute picture with a little doggy. I love Friday nights with
Isn't that
Joleen and
cute?
Nana. We
Oh,
love you.
we love
Right,
you.
Nanya?
None
So
your
we're so
business. This
educational.
podcast is always so. Thank you. We talk about everything, but we did have a big discussion on diarrhea last time. So
Yes, Monday was diarrhea talk. So tonight we will go a little less diarrhea talk, probably more Erica Jane pills. We got
yeah.
some. Now, what do we want to start with tonight, Nana?
Oh, I know.
Yes,
Could I do a couple of shout outs to friends that I know that are listening?
of course, it's your show.
Oh, all right.
But
Hi,
at my
Kathy, and hi, Jill. You guys like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It's just wonderful. It helps us with our something rhythms.
Our algorithms and
Our
butt
algorithms.
edamame, an algorithm.
Now, Aaron is saying, Nana, is it true you choose to stay awake during your colonoscopy? I asked about that because I wanted to see that little scope go up, and then it's like kind of like a.
She was
it's
like
kinda
this.
it's kind of like a.
Where's he?
It's kind of like a computer, but a Game Boy, because it pows the polyps, and then you can see it. It goes, pss, and then it trails. Yes,
a
I've
noise?
seen it. Well, no, in my head there was.
Oh my God.
There's
man.
always
No,
noise.
it's like, oh
There's-
my God.
There's always noise in my head. But yeah, I felt like it was like a Game Boy, and it would just like shoot it and then, but kind of like, what was that guy?
Pac-Man?
Yes, thank you. We talk the same language. But this time I asked him, I said, now it wasn't last time, but time before, you let me stay awake. I remember hearing everybody ordering lunch.
Caesar
And-
salad.
Yeah, somebody ordered a Caesar salad. I was starving. So I did see that. I did want to do that again, but he says, what we do now is we put you under because we find it safer. And so you will not be awake for this. So I was kind of disappointed because the drugs are different, and I didn't get that bing at all.
You didn't feel good when you woke up? Like you wanted to thank everyone and fill out a comment card of how good of experience you had of them going in your butt? Not the same?
No, I was talking, well, surprise, and telling them that where we were right there used to be farmland, because I grew up like, I don't know, 4 or 5 blocks from there where the office is. And it used to be farmland, and then Parkside Fire Department was right there, and my dad was a fireman. So I'm going on and on. So I think they tried to hit me with that stuff real quick.
I think
Then
you're the only one that they were like, normally we let people go stay awake. Hit her again. They just kept stabbing you with needles to be like, wait, we can't hear about her father's employment anymore. Okay.
And then over here, I said, was right on the corner. In the wintertime, they had the ice rink and the warming house. It was just a good time to grow
I had
up.
a feeling that
Hi, Chelly.
Why are you patting me on the head? He goes, good lady. That he got me a Starbucks because I couldn't find him. And I was like, where did he go? And I had a feeling he sent me a Starbucks. Or that he
You know what? I
he
just
went
want
to
to
the guitar
say,
shop.
Chell, you have spoiled her, and I thank
deserve
you
it.
for that. And I thank you for that.
Oh, Nana said, you have spoiled me, and she thanks you for that, Chell.
I don't know about it. I feel like I'm ruining his future.
He says he's not sure. He feels like he's ruining what, your future?
Yeah.
He's ruining his future.
I'm setting high expectations.
He's setting high expectations. He has to keep going higher and higher, and that's how it should be.
I'm telling you, my mom told me, don't do everything, because then all of a
I'm
sudden
not-
it's your
yep.
job.
I'm not doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing shit. Do you see that bed? I'm laying there and stuff's getting sent to me because I'm not doing shit. It's hard being a woman. I'm not doing shit.
Joleen, you do more in one day than anybody I know. So I know
I'm not doing
I know you're
shit.
I know you're kidding, but all you have to do is follow you around. I did go back in time a little, and I rewatched from Brian Christopher and our podcast with him. So how exciting to have Jason, Up and Adam, and Kempire. That would be really, really awesome.
Oh, but you want Brian Christopher?
No, I rewatched that one.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when we interviewed him, it was so much fun.
Now you're going to interview 2 more maybe of your favorites.
I know, isn't that nice? Well, 3 if Kempire comes, yeah. They're just so.
Well, I don't
mean,
think Kempire will come. He'll be
Oh,
there
okay.
when I'm on down with Jason, but we could always ask Kempire.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the more the merrier, kids. 10 more likes to get to 100. Are you kidding? I have to shoot
And
higher.
That's on my new merch. I ain't doing shit. That's what
Well-
all women should walk around with shirts that say, I ain't doing shit. I've done enough. My mere existence should be enough. Okay. My mother's generation protested so I don't have to do shit.
Well,
Okay?
seriously, we kind of follow what our moms did, our grandmas did, and what we watched and what worked for them maybe or didn't work for them. But canola oil story.
Oh my gosh. He just thinks I'm so hilarious because I don't do any of the cooking, like ever. I just don't. You have some talents in life. That's not one of mine. I'm a good decorator. I clean very well. I apply my makeup. I'm very intelligent. I am a fucking delight. You know what I mean? A very conversationalist, if you will. But cooking, why would I do it? I'm not good at it. Sometimes I might stand next to you to make the cooking process look cuter, but that's about it, you know? So I decided the other day I was going to have half a sandwich that I had from the day before. I had a full sandwich and I kept half and I ate it and I said, I need something with it. And I realized on a whim, sometimes I like to purchase at Trader Joe's frozen French fries. This is what I like, you know?
I love Trader Joe's.
So,
Yes.
I said, Chell, you know, I'm going to need someone to heat these French fries for me. Chell said, you can do it. And I was like, I guess I can. So I got out a pan or whatever it's called. And he said, put some Reynolds wrap down. And then I go, where's the spray stuff? Because it says I need non-stick stuff. I mean, I'm not completely dumb when it comes to cooking, but I'm out of practice, you know. So he said, there's some canola oil spray or stuff. And I was like, it's not what? And I'm looking at it and he's like, don't boil it. Because we always say when we don't find something right away and we don't do a good job looking, we just glance, we boil it. Because that's how guys look for things, you know. If like Chell's like, where's my whatever? And I'll be like, did you guy look? And he's like, maybe. He'll find it. So I found the canola oil, put it at the bottom of the pan with the Reynolds wrap, put the French fries on top, preheated the oven, put them in before it was done preheating. Always do. Why am I going to wait? You know what I mean? Like it takes forever, right?
I don't wait. I'm like you. I'm too hyper. I got to get that in there.
I am. Everyone deserves that. I am a fucking delight. Okay. On a t-shirt. So I put it in the oven. It says 14 minutes. It's way beyond 14 minutes and it smells weird, right? So I take him out. Chell's gone. He goes somewhere. He has a life. I'm eating these French fries going, these French fries taste like ass. Apparently, I didn't use the spray stuff. I couldn't find it. So I just poured canola oil at the bottom of the pan. And the fries.
Were they mushy? Were they mushy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was really bad. And Chell's like, you did what? Well, I go, you said canola oil. He's like, it was the spray stuff. And even if you did canola oil, how much did you put? I go, well, I mean, I layered the bottom.
Like a cup?
Yeah. And it was so gross. So I can't, you guys, I have nails now. I can't be expected to do manual things around the home.
I have no nails.
A pioneer woman, you know, like seriously, why did I get married? I got married so I don't have to do this shit. This is a new generation. Okay. Right?
Well, it is. Your generation and the one behind you most definitely are different. You have people that...
unless you like doing that stuff. If you enjoy cooking and you're like Chef Boyardee, if you will, do it. But not me. I am too precious to
you've
be...
You've never liked cooking.
Your
Chell is a wonderful cook. Your brother is a fabulous cook too.
Yeah, see, my house looks great for Halloween. Thank you. I'm good at that stuff. But it's like, I don't have a child. If I had a child, I'd probably learn to cook because I'd have to, you know, for their sake. Because even Lucy's like, is Joleen making it? And Chell will go, no. And she goes, okay, I'll have it. Like she knows that.
She knows. I know.
I made her French toast and she was like, this doesn't taste like Nana's. I was like, well, it fell apart a little bit, you know, and it might not be fully cooked, but you'll get a steel gut. You know, it'll help you. So
it'll help you in life. Jennifer Love Spewitt was mentioning about What did she just say? You had it up on the screen. I don't want to look over here because
Oh,
that's the.
okay, Jolene. Just get
Oh yes,
Nana,
the air fryer.
two
I was
air
gonna.
fryers. Nana has
I
2. You could give
I
me one.
do now. I think they're wonderful. I just do.
And you got 1 gifted to you, and then 2 gifts to you, 1 for your birthday and 1 off your Amazon wish list. So that was pretty cool. Natalie,
very
that's what
cool.
I'm saying. How dare Chow leave? I mean, I needed him for these French fries, and it
Well,
was so.
It doesn't sound good. So what did you do with the fries? Did you wring them out and throw them back in?
I'll be honest, I ate some of them. I'll be honest, I did
Okay.
because I put ketchup on, and even soggy ketchup. And then after that, I threw most of them away. And I never throw French fries away. That's blasphemy.
I think that's blasphemous. Yes.
Yeah,
Most
Joanne,
definitely.
but to me, that's cooking. I didn't take home economics. I got to choose between home economics and there was another class you could pick. I picked the other class. I never did home economics. I was like, boring. And but I look up to people who can cook, and I love someone who can cook. Obviously, I've married someone who can cook. My brother's a great cook, but my mom can cook. I
watched my mom, but I should have watched her more because she did
eating.
the canning and she did the whole thing. And we're still trying to find some recipes of hers.
Like
And I
spaghetti
love
sauce.
Yes, and I love coming across something written in her handwriting. It just warms your heart. I love that. I think that's wonderful.
Lucy, when she was really young, she just loves eating soup so much. Like she would just love things really fast. So Uncle Chell one time was making her homemade spaghetti, and she thought, Prego, noodles, let's do this. And Chell was making like the meatballs from scratch, the sauce, everything. I'm surprised he didn't make the damn noodles. And she was like 2, 3. No, she's probably 3. And she goes, Uncle Chell, what's taking so long? Because she would say yang, like instead of long. And he would be like, well, I'm cooking. And she's like, oh my gosh, okay. And she kept checking, what's taking so long? And then she ate it. And she was like, oh, this is so good. It took a long time, but this show is good, Uncle Chell. Like but she wasn't used to like someone, because with kids, you got to feed them.
Right.
You got to be ready.
Lucy is just a soup person. That's her favorite go-to. Nana, do you have soup and do you have hot dish? Because I make a chili hot dish that she loves, but she loves her soup. Did you put it on a paper towel? That's a good question, Joanne.
I did it
because that would get some of the grease off of it.
No, I just put it. I'm a monster. I put the French fries in a bowl, and I put ketchup on it. I mean, you guys, I'm a monster. I am a monster.
I liked when you asked me what a colander was and why does everyone have one of those on their wedding list?
I just didn't know, but it's a colander, right?
It's a colander, yes. And you rinse things off and you can, yes.
You know what's funny though? I actually am a good baker. That's the weird part.
Oh, see, and I finally made chocolate chip cookies. I mentioned that before that didn't burn. And the trick, do not walk out of the kitchen.
You can't put them on the top rack either.
Well, I can't put them on the bottom rack because they were burning. And then Bill told me, middle. He says, bring up your, that's just, it seems kind of basic once somebody says that to you, but you're kind of going, oh. I was never much of a baker, but I've been trying.
I made I made Lucy, who I just called Cookie. I made Lucy a rainbow cake, remember, for her 3rd or 4th birthday.
That was beautiful.
So when I want
and
to,
delicious,
I can bake, but I can't touch raw chicken. I don't like touching things that aren't ready to go in my mouth.
Okay, well, we'll get to the X-rated part of that later on in the podcast.
Unless you're ready to be consumed, I'm not here for that. I don't.
Well,
but I do think that is just. I wish I was into it. I'm just not.
Okay, well, I hope Kathy's still with us. I hope Jill's with us. Linda, I hope you're on, honey. I tried calling you back. So should we get started on some of this?
Yeah. No, do you want to do some Bravo news and gossip first that you stole from Up and Adam?
Well, yeah, I didn't steal a lot, but I thought this was so interesting and so sad at the same time.
Let's play our intro for it because Nana has I need to make a stolen T one, but it's our Bravo news and gossip by Nana, stolen from Up and Adam. Yay.
Oh, I love that little news. I feel like David Brinkley. And
Christy's
that,
dad?
no, I knew you were going to say that. No, he was a newscaster in my day.
Oh, I just know
David
Christy.
Brinkley, Walter
I
Cronkite.
know Walter Cronkite. Is
Oh
he
my-
not related to Christy Brinkley?
No, honey, but I love
Okay.
that. I love
Okay.
that.
Okay. Stale tea alert. Stolen stale tea by Nana. Shout out
We-
to Up and Adam. What did Up and Adam report on that now you're going to report on?
Well,
Can't
it's Lisa Rinner's
Okay.
Rinna's daughter.
Not Lisa Rinner.
Lisa Rinner. Lisa Rinna's daughter. Oh, I can't say
Mhm.
that. Delilah, which is kind of just a cool name. It reminds me of Tom Jones. He has that song, Delilah.
Or the plain white tees. Hey there, Delilah. What's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
My Delilah. All right, that's my Tom Jones. Okay. Xanax was prescribed for her, she said, in January or February of this year. I don't believe that part. I think it was prior to that, but if she's given us those dates, she had an accidental overdose on them. And from the sounds of it, it seemed as though that's a lot. That's a lot of Xanax to take.
How much did it say she was taking, Nana?
I didn't get the specifics.
Okay, you didn't steal the specifics from Up and Adam. If Up and Adam could join us, that would be great and tell us what the tea really is. Okay, so it
Up
looks
and
like
Adam, don't one up me.
he overprescribed me with one medication that this is according to her. He overprescribed me with one medication that one of my friends takes like 10 milligrams, and he gave me like 20 milligrams 3 times a day. And then he gave me 3 milligrams of Xanax a day, she said. Okay, so the model disclosed during a 28-minute Instagram live that since March of this year, she's been battling severe illnesses after an autoimmune flare-up, including Lyme disease, Epstein-Barr, encephalitis, and pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorders associated with streptococcal infections, like strep.
Oh, honey,
gosh.
I barely made it through 12th grade. You'll have to have someone else.
Also known as pandas. Due to the pandas, Hamlin also began having severe panic attacks that required her to see a psychiatrist who prescribed her several medications. He overprescribed me with one medication that one of my friends takes like 10 milligrams. And he gave me like 20 milligrams 3 times a day.
Oh my
and then he gave me 3 milligrams of Xanax a day, she said. What? So my body got dependent on Xanax, number 1. And number 2, I overdosed. I didn't mean to at all. I overdosed on this one medication called propranolol.
Yeah.
I took Benadryl with it, and for some reason I ended up. You took Benadryl with that? So here's her.
I just,
live,
you feel
like.
so bad. I mean, when I heard this, and I just felt so bad for her, but then she starts saying things that.
I don't know if anyone's awake.
Can you hear that? No.
Or is it just me? Am I just
Yes.
crazy?
You can hear her?
Yes.
I'm gonna wait till people join, if people join.
Okay, let me speed it up, see if we can get
To start.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna tell my recent story. Can you guys hear me?
What is there, a dog or something there snoring?
I'm not sure if
just gonna be
that's.
what it's gonna be.
I know it's
Okay.
not Harry
It's gonna be
Hamlin.
what it's gonna be.
Okay. You can hear that, Nana?
With the new Instagram,
Yes.
how the fuck do I save this after?
Oh my
Amari,
gosh.
and put this
Yeah, she can.
into an
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a puppy,
so,
but she
I'm
seems
just gonna start
messed up
talking.
here.
So, this is scary to do because I was actually asked not
Let's see if I can speed it up. I don't think I can.
to tell
Yeah.
my story by someone close to me.
I bet her mom
Um,
told her not to tell her story.
Oh, I'm sure.
Love, wake up, please. You're bothering me. You're distracting me. Okay. Basically, in the beginning of the year, I want to say February and March is when I got my COVID-19 vaccine. And in no way am I saying I'm an anti-vaxxer, because I'm totally not. I just didn't know enough about it. No one did. And I didn't really notice anything after the first vaccine. My arm just kind of hurt, whatever. And then after the second vaccine, I was sick for like 36 hours. I felt like my bones were breaking, but like whatever. I was like, okay, fine. That's the worst part. But love. But basically,
It's like
the day
sleeping
before
next
I
to
got my
Nana.
second vaccine, I had to
I
fly
would
back to
rather.
London
Thank you.
to get my second vaccine because they weren't doing the Moderna in
Okay, get to the point, girl.
Yeah, I don't know
London.
if she's
So I had to
going
fly
to.
back, and then I was going to fly right back to London. But so March 16th, I flew, and keep in mind, I flew for 11 hours. And I just remember getting home, ordering sushi. I was home alone, and this panic attack came over me, and I hadn't felt a panic attack like this since I was probably 11. Actually, I had probably never felt something like this before. So it was pretty alarming. I was all alone. I didn't want to call my parents, didn't want to call my friends because I was like embarrassed, and I knew my parents wouldn't drive down to my house. So I called my housekeeper actually, and she came and stayed with me.
Oh, that's
and
so
helped me.
sad.
That is sad. I would rather listen to the dog.
Well, it just sounds like the fact that she had to call. Well, the dog is snoring through it all, adorable. I wonder if it's a pug. And the fact that you call your housekeeper of all the people. I thought she was in a relationship. She also has two parents. You have friends, and the fact that you live in a world where you have to call someone whom you pay to spend time with you while you're having a panic attack. It sounds like.
Well, it breaks your heart. That breaks your heart.
But we knew these girls weren't going to have an easy road because of the industry they were brought up in. And unfortunately, I will say, Rina, as a parent, any parent that would push their children toward this life, and I do say push because we have heard from the other daughter who dated Scott Disick, because this is Delilah and the other one is whatever, I forget her name. Amelia, that, there was that whole Instagram thing a year or more ago where she was like, I don't even want to do the show. My mom makes me. And then she had to come out and retract that. So I feel like these girls, and Rina has shared so much about, Delilah, she had panic attacks and Harry would sit outside of the school and all that. But it's like with mental health stuff, I feel as though until these girls who are now women, but mostly Delilah's a woman. I mean, Amelia, 19? She's still a teenager. Maybe she's 20. Until they're ready to share their own story, I wouldn't put that out there for public consumption and judgment because they haven't fully processed it. So clearly she's been dealing with anxiety issues her whole life. Going into Hollywood and modeling and her mom being on a show can only, I would imagine, intensify
Add to it. You bet. And I just think that, I feel bad. I feel terrible for her because that's a terrible thing.
Let's speed it up a little bit and see what she's saying. So she's got the lady coming over.
Let's just wake up for a little second.
She's waking her dog up
because honestly, there's too many layers to the story. I didn't realize that the vaccine would cause an autoimmune response in my body that basically flared up and triggered certain autoimmune diseases that I didn't know I had. Eyal was in London. He was in London. So I didn't know it would flare up the autoimmune diseases that I had. Anyways, this is just hard to talk about because I'm just not supposed to talk about it on here. And so I'm trying to do my best. But anyways, I'm really having trouble talking about it.
I hate when people crack their knuckles.
I started getting really sick. Started feeling really sick. I started feeling like I had the flu the whole time. I was getting migraines. I was having panic attacks like I would never wish those panic attacks on even my worst enemy. I mean, it was like my body was in constant fight or flight. It was horrible. So I went to all these specialists and tried to find all these doctors, and I guess when I was younger, when I was 11, I was diagnosed with something called PANDAS, which is a panic OCD neurological disorder that's kind of known to be caused by strep infections. So anyways, I did a test and I was positive for PANDAS again. So like they diagnosed me for PANDAS with PANDAS, and that, to me, that was weird because there's not a lot of research around PANDAS, but
I've never heard of it.
typically the doctors that do deal with PANDAS think it's just in younger kids. So that was shocking, and that was when the OCD hit, and that was when the panic attacks hit really hard. The OCD manifested into a contamination fear, so I don't eat meat.
She's got a lot of things going on here.
Poor girl.
I'm really scared to eat meat. Like,
I feel
that
for
sounds
her.
crazy.
It's
I know,
not
I-
crazy.
That's my biggest fear. Oh my god, guys, that
OCD's
sounds
like
crazy.
that. It'll make you do stuff where you're like,
My
what?
biggest fear is vomit. For some reason,
That's okay.
always has been since I was 8. I have a phobia of it, of other people throwing up, of me throwing up. So I started having a contamination fear, and I think that's part of the reason why I lost a lot of weight recently. I'm trying my best to eat, but that's hard. So that's just one aspect of it, is the PANDAS. Then I found out that I had Epstein-Barr. I knew I had Epstein-Barr. A lot of people do. 90% of people do, but mine was flared up, and the symptoms of that were just like chronic fatigue, just like body aches. And then I'm like, you know what? I think there's something else wrong, because I was getting really bad migraines, and I just knew in my gut that there was like something else wrong.
This is kind of like, something to say for like invisible illnesses and things like that, and autoimmune disorders, and mental health stuff, things that people necessarily can't see but that people struggle with. So then you're questioned about it, and so you talk about it and you seem crazy. And I know, just having dealt with my own OCD in the past, especially in my 20s, in my late 20s, very heavily, that it can, when you try to explain to people, people are just like, what? And you're like, I don't know why I have to check the door a million times. I don't know why I can't do this certain thing. I don't know why I think I'm going to blow up. I don't know why the oven is this way. I don't know why I can't pump gas. But there's all these like OCD tendencies. So her just speaking about that is really important. But also, I really wish for her to get someone who specializes in that kind of stuff, because they can really help her and get to the bottom of when she's having, and people around her that understand it. Because like, trying to explain it to people who don't have it is hard. But then, like, I remember just explaining it to Chell, who I was with, he wasn't my husband at the time, but so now he understands, like, oh, is that kind of like an OCD thing that you're doing, and makes me feel not weird about it or bad about it. So it sounds like she has like a contamination OCD, where she's afraid of things being contaminated, and she has certain fears around vomit, and so she doesn't eat meat, and it can just manifest into these beasts that can take over your whole life. And people are just like, get over it, breathe, do this, but it doesn't work like that. It just gets worse, and it builds and builds and builds, unfortunately. So it sounds like she's had a lot of this, from what she's saying, from very young, plus these autoimmune things with the PANDAS and Epstein-Barr. The only thing I know about Epstein-Barr is it was a joke on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where Cordelia in the first season was saying, my mom says she has Epstein-Barr, but nobody cool has Epstein-Barr anymore. I don't even know what Epstein-Barr is.
I don't either. I hear those. I hear that. I used to hear it quite often.
PANDAS is OCD's, tics, and strep. It's awful. This poor girl. That is awful.
I know. Your heart goes out to her. What she was, or what Up and Adam was saying, is that she went into a rehab facility.
Okay.
And that they had asked her to leave. Now, a lot of people in his chat said, if you're in a rehab center, they're not just going to ask you to leave. Something had to happen before that.
Yes, it could be
some of the things was she was using again, or you
Not
know, that's,
necessarily.
well, no,
It
that's, I'm
could
just
be-
saying what they said in the chat.
For sure, but just because people say that shit doesn't make it true. It could be maybe she wasn't going along with the program. Maybe she broke some kind of, contract, whatever
Right.
you have in rehab that you have to do. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's.
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, that just, it does break your heart. And you can see that she's in pain.
that
So
she is
that,
in pain. And like, I really wish that. I'll say this forever. I hate when parents put their young children, I don't care if they even say, especially Rinna, knowing how this business is, not saying this isn't already gonna happen to you and this didn't occur when she was young,
right.
but just pushing your children toward the spotlight. And we know how Rinna is, and we've seen her daughters and how they interact with Harry and how they interact with her. And it's just, pay more attention to this family thing and just don't push your kids into entertainment, into this industry. It's disgusting. It really is, until you are fully even if you're like a full person and full being and fully developed in an adult, it's still really hard. And you're pushing someone who already has all these issues into something where rejection and criticism and you're on display, and then you're on a TV show. It's like, and you're
Yeah,
told not to talk about it.
It's just too
I'm
much.
assuming by her mom and dad. That's my
Yeah.
assumptions.
It's just too much. I mean, so that's what I got out of Up and
That's what you
Adam.
stole.
That's what
Yeah.
I did borrow it, Up and Adam. But and Shady is saying Ren exploits her children and it's sad. And that's true. That's true.
Does it
That's
seems like she'll exploit, from what we've seen Rin on the show, she'll exploit every relationship. She's exploited the Denise relationship, she exploited the Vanderpump relationship, she exploited the Garcelle relationship, she exploited the Yolanda. I mean, remember her and the Munchausen's with Yolanda, and now her
Yes.
daughter is having Lyme disease. I mean, girl, that's why you never want to make fun of this kind of stuff,
It
because
is
it can happen to you or someone you love.
Our big thing when we were young moms was don't make fun of other kids, number one, which you don't want to do, or say, oh, look what they're up to. No, because that comes full circle and comes right back to your family. So do not find fault in other people's kids unless the door is shut behind you. Okay. So
yeah, I mean, it says she concluded the live video by asking her followers for their support and any recommendations for specialists who might be able to help her with this complicated combination of illnesses. My family and I are struggling to figure out what to do, she said.
Yeah.
It's an invisible illness. I can look perfectly fine and feel perfectly horrible. I think that is so important because remember, I used to do a podcast called the Deal With It podcast with my friend Andy Erickson-Stein.
Yes.
And we talked to a lot of people who had invisible illnesses. We talked a lot about mental and physical health because we talked about my mental health and addiction background. And then Andy, my friend who is my co-host, she has Marfan syndrome. And so she's just had, from a very young age, she's just battled of surgeries and, things like she's very tall, like Marfan's can cause like an enlarged, your arms are very long, you're tall, your features, your heart, even like things grow. And so she has a heart, what's it called? Like an artificial heart thing. And so you can hear it tick sometimes. She's had multiple heart surgeries. She
like a
just had one.
pacemaker?
Yeah, something similar to that. I forget the exact thing, but there's so many things that you wouldn't know just looking at her, what she deals with. And then people dealing with Lyme or different autoimmune illnesses. We used to talk to so many people that you would think look perfectly healthy and fine, but they are struggling and they're constantly questioned, similar to when, Yolanda, situation came out and, told they're being crazy or ridiculous, and you just never know what people are going through. And this is another instance of that. So if anything, this invisible illness thing,
I mean, my heart goes out to her because
struggle, and she can get the right people, but you would just hope that she wouldn't have to turn to Instagram Live to find that with the resources she has.
That's just it. She's got the resources. She has the money to back her. And it feels to me like she might be, I don't know, couldn't go to her parents. Wow. That's hurtful.
Sometimes when you're dealing with something with anxiety, that's what some people might say to you is, well, it's just her anxiety. You know, I mean, as someone who I felt throughout my life and things, people have been like, calm down, Joleen. That's just how Joleen is, or Jolene's just, and it's like, no, but you do feel kind of poo-pooed sometimes when you're open and honest about whether you have depression or anxiety. People just then think she's just having an episode or something. It's like, no, I'm really feeling these things. So maybe that's a situation she's in where her parents now are like, it's her anxiety or something like that. But it's clear she needs some kind of help.
Yes. No, not a
That's a lot
question.
of
Not a question.
diagnosis.
And the idea of having an accidental overdose is very scary. That's very scary to me.
And that's the thing, is you can get, the scary thing is with a lot of these medications is you can get prescribed by like a general practitioner. I know we were just talking, and my general practitioner can't prescribe the ADHD medicine I'm on because any kind of stimulant or anything. And it's not like I'm on Adderall, I'm on Vyvanse. I've tried Adderall in the past and I didn't like it. But she was like, I don't prescribe that, but some GPs will. And I really think that with a lot of this stuff, I don't think GPs should. I think you should have to see a psychiatrist. You should have to have someone you have an ongoing relationship with so they can monitor that drug in you and how much you're taking of it. But I do think it is really easy, especially the more money you have and stuff, to get your hands on, you know, the Xanaxes and different things like that, which are
yes,
very easy to abuse and very easy to, you know, take too much of, I should say, even if you weren't intending to.
and just get hooked on. So that
was a hard one, Nana.
that is, and that was from Up and Adam, and I was going to say regurgitating the information, but that's not the word I was looking for.
No, we were stealing, but with
stealing
to Up and Adam, we do steal his tea because you're a big fan of him.
I know. I just think him and Jason are just such a cute couple. They remind me of Brian, you and Christopher. Dad. Yeah. Oh, we're just adorable.
He says, absolutely. I have a psychiatrist to prescribe and a therapist. Yep. And I think that's very important. I mean, it's a process, but with these chronic illnesses or autoimmune things, I mean, she is going to have to find the right doctor and the right people. And it, unfortunately, the stories I've heard, it takes a really long time to get the right diagnosis and the right treatment, and not everything takes. And there's still a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of stigma surrounding this kind of thing. It's like we would never say anything to someone with a broken arm. We would say, go get your arm fixed. But when you're dealing with mental health or autoimmune or chronic illness, things you can't see, people are just like, there's more judgment.
Yes, lots of judgment with mental illness issues.
Yes. Keep that tea hot, Nana. Yes, Shane.
I will be watching more of Up and Adam, and every time I do go on his
you called me today. Well, in Up and Adams, they were saying this, and in his Cheven told me what the people in the chat were saying. So if you're chatting in that chat, Nana sees you. They call that in the bushes, Nana. You're in the bushes.
Oh, well, speaking of my bush, let's take a real quick peek. I know we only do this on Mondays, but it's Fridays. It is flourishing, and the one in front of it is flowering.
Nana's bush is flowering. Chronic Cat says, people expect you to get better when you're sick, but that never happens for so many with chronic, mental illness. Glad we're having these conversations. They're so important. It makes me want to bring my podcast back because me and Andy, I loved that podcast, and we did so many good episodes, and we learned so much about people and what they were going through that we would have never known. And we mostly talked to like other performers that had chronic illness, things like that. I don't know if you guys can still find it on iTunes. I don't know if it's still up, but we had a lot of really candid, open conversations with people talking about things that you're not really invited to talk about because people are like, this is boring, or this is like, it's like, but not, you're very lucky if you don't have to deal with any of this.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You should learn about it because there's going to be people in your life who go through these things. And so then you can be a better friend or a better support system because it's not easy. So hopefully Delilah, can get all the help she needs. And like, I think people are saying in the chat, her parents have a very, they have a lot of resources. They could really help her.
They have a lot of resources, meaning a lot of money, and people that they would know that could,
You guys are so good in the chat. Care Bear said this pandemic really opened my eyes to what I needed to do to heal and get my mental health in order.
Oh,
Yep.
Care Bear, yes.
Nana's going to tell all your secrets. Joanne says, why is both of Rena's daughters so sick with anxiety starting as young children?
Well, we don't know why this stuff comes on. We don't know. Certainly, you can see it sometimes. Certainly I'm not a doctor, but you can see it in family members and things, in family. But, back in the day, no one wanted to talk about anything, and now we're putting it out there and talking about problems because I think by talking about it, it helps people.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, there's a lot of things that we don't know that people are exposed to, as well as, you have the whole, nature versus nurture, and how much of your mental health is inherited and in you, and how much of it is through experiences and childhood trauma and stuff like that. And, Harry Hamlin, I believe he's a former addict, right? He's in recovery like you and I, correct?
Honey, I didn't know that about Harry.
I think he is. Now, I could be speaking.
Okay, I did not know that about Harry.
Anxiety and in the stuff they've seen as kids and their coping mechanisms and things like that. I mean, we just don't know. We think, money and privilege and all these things, everything's going to be great. But if we look at a lot of the child stars or the children of stars, they have a very rough time with mental health.
It touches every economic class. It can touch everybody. And like she said, you wouldn't wish this on your worst enemy. The idea of going into a deep depression, have I experienced that? Yes.
Yeah.
Did I seek help for it? Yes. But back even then, the early 90s, nobody talked about being on anything to like a mood stabilizer. That was seen as something wrong with you, a fault of yours, something to be ashamed of. So it's good that we're, coming out and just talking about things.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say this.
Trump says my son had anxiety for so long. Nothing except genetics could explain it. Yeah, sometimes it is just genetics. Jennifer Stewart says if meds are necessary to chemically get you in balance, it can be very frustrating to find the drug exactly that works for you. A lot of people give up. Yeah, I think that's so true. Everyone has some sort of mental health issues. No one's going to escape this world without it, whether it be permanent or it be temporary. Some people just have occasional seasonal depression. Some people just have a bout once in their lives. Some people, have anxiety over one thing. You never know. Some people, it's more extreme. My favorite story is when you and Dad decided to send me to therapy and I was 17 and I went in the waiting room. It's my favorite story to tell because it just speaks volumes for I was like struggling, with mental health and as a teenager, and you guys were like, all right, we're going to send you to a therapist. And I went into the waiting room and I drove there. I was 17 and I got in the waiting room and there was Dad in his work uniform. And I was like, oh my God, my dad's here to support me. And all of a sudden I hear them call his name and I was like, oh, you're crazy too. Like everyone, but
everybody
the fact that
has
we knew
issues.
I was going and you guys still didn't tell me that it was so stigmatized for him to tell me that he himself was getting help too. The whole family was, but it's my favorite story to tell because it shows just how, we're going to send you here, but we're not going to tell, you know what I mean? And I think if families and things, and maybe we're coming to that place now where we're more open with talking about it.
Yes, we are.
It'll be better. But that's like one of my favorite stories to tell. Because
you didn't talk about things like that. You just didn't. Because all we ever heard from our parents is, what will the neighbors think? What will so-and-so think? That's what we heard. And you keep things inside.
Yeah.
So it's just a different way to look at things. And that's how they did it back then.
Yep, exactly. But I'm saying it just should now, that's why I think it's important that people talk about these things. So no one should tell this young woman not to tell her story if that's how she chooses to tell it. No one should tell Delilah not to. As a 40-year-old now, my mom has made sure I got the help I needed. She kept going until she found me the right place to go. Having someone on your side is very important.
And it is, hands down. That's the name of the game. And is with everything in life. If you have that special person that you can go to for this or that, yeah, you're really blessed.
Well, and Carolyn, that's a good point too. Harry Hamlin lost 2 brothers to alcoholism and is a recovering alcoholic. So, I
Okay,
mean,
see, I didn't know that
this
about
is
Harry Hamlin. Yeah,
yes,
it's
this is
touching.
serious. This is
It
serious
touches.
for Delilah, though. Your
Yes, most
dad's an
definitely.
alcoholic and you lost 2 uncles to it, and you have a mom who's on reality TV making jokes about pills. I mean, this all plays into things. It really
Yeah,
does.
Rena, can you just, and I don't want to find fault, I hate to do that, but can you just step back a little and kind of take care of business instead of going on to this next season? I don't know.
Seriously. Yes. And like Erica says, not talking is what got her where she is. Talk away, Delilah. Talk away. Normalize it. Normalize it all. I mean, exactly. The secrets keep you sick. And families of addiction, which is a family she's in, is going to tell her they want to have a control on the narrative of what's going on in that house. And so Rinna can share all she wants and stuff, but
Well,
they're
and she
very
does.
fearful of the daughters because the same thing happened when Amelia spoke out, and now the same thing allegedly has happened when Delilah spoke out. So that's a sickness. That's a sickness of addictions, of of addict families that is just a given, and it's too bad because she should be able to tell her truth, speak about her health, speak about her experience, because that's important for people's recovery and even just to find out what's going on with you. You should never have to
Right.
fear and not
Right.
speak up to protect somebody else or to protect an image. I mean, screw these images. Who cares? That's my opinion on it. Faith City, thank you so much. You should watch Maurice Bernard's State of Mind. Ooh, good suggestion. All right.
Thank you, Faith City, for $1.99. That's very
Thank
nice.
you.
We appreciate
All right.
We
Well,
better
that
get
was
into
some
this. I'm
serious
sorry that it
tea.
is. It was very serious.
I like talking
And
about that kind of stuff, though. I don't shy away from that stuff because I think it's so important and it hits everybody, and everybody has a story. And Delilah should not feel at all. She shouldn't feel ashamed. She shouldn't feel any of those,
no,
and
you
no
can
shame
see
surrounding that. But she needs help.
Yes, and you can see she's struggling. So
And she
we wish you the
deserves help.
best. We wish you the best, Delilah, on this
We will
journey.
follow up
And it
and
is a
Adam.
journey. And it is a journey.
Mhm.
But should we get into Salt Lake City? Because
Yeah,
I
let's
know
get into
how
Salt
I
Lake.
go on and on too with, other things going on in my life, and then I don't get to
But Nana, talk
debate.
about the beginning of this season, because they're already filming for Beverly Hills. We got Dorit getting robbed. We still going on with the Erica Jane stuff. And then now we have Rinna, if she which she probably will, use this as a storyline. So, wow. Crazy.
Is that okay? Should we start with Salt Lake
Yeah, let's
City?
start with Salt Lake City, get that one out of the way, and then get into the fourth part of the reunion. So
Yeah.
let's get those Nana notes out and talk Salt Lake City. And then I think I sent Chell the link I was supposed to send Mim. So I'll send it to Mim so he
okay.
can join when we talk about Beverly Hills. So
It's
go
season
ahead,
2.
Nana.
Thank you. It's season 2, episode 8, A Wolf Pack of Secrets. And this is Lisa and John. And the more I see Lisa, the more I don't like her. But anyway, their children, Jack and Henry, they have this product that they're putting out there, that Fresh Wolf products. And it's men's kind of cologne, and are they kind of herbal, substitutes
like
too? It's
men's
like
care products, kind of hair, body wash, things like
Yes.
that for guys.
And now I get a kick out of the kids. I mean, because Jack, the older one, is taking it very serious. He's dressing the part. He came in, they were going to a place where they were going to hold an event to introduce the Fresh Wolf products. And he knew what to tell people. That he walked in, he said, let's put this over here. Let's do that. Let's do that. And for a young guy to have that much poise, I was taken aback. Now, Henry,
Yeah.
he's a kid. Henry's a kid. And I just loved it because he's like, And they did, photo shoots for the products and things. But And I
Thank you,
like that
Shane. Real quick, I'm just going to acknowledge the
Oh,
super
yes.
chats.
No, that's
Shane says
fine.
Delilah should watch Jolene's lives. Us beef tips are here for her. Yes, Shane. And DGF, thank you for the $3 super sticker.
That's so nice. And go ahead when you're seeing that, because I'm not watching the chat. I'm looking at my notes.
You're doing great. You're
Then
doing
just
great, Nana.
then you just jump in, baby. So they're taking pictures of their products and things. They're talking about the setup of how many people will be there at this venue. And
Event, yeah.
she said 30, which surprised me. I thought there'd be more, but she says these are
COVID.
people with some these are people with some financial backing. That's what she was looking for. And which
Okay.
is great, which is absolutely great, because they are doing this for a charitable organization. And what Jack was saying, it's near and dear to his heart, because we find out that his dad was a foster child.
Yeah, I forgot that part of the dad story. I feel like we've heard that before, and how the
See?
dad, so Lisa Barlow's husband was in foster care, and then he went to a home and then he was put back in foster care. So I think he went in there twice. And so this is going to raise money for foster kids, because he's like, there's a foster kid in my house, my dad. And I was like, that's pretty sweet.
I thought it was really sweet. I mean, I choked up from that. I just went, oh, wow. And I like that they have the money, they have the resources. I'm assuming this is good product that they're pushing, or
My
they
only
believe in it.
question is, again, with thank you, Busy Blues #2 fan for the super sticker, is this, I am all for getting your kids into philanthropic things, and showing, especially when you come from means and you come from a place of like privilege, to show them to help others, for sure. But getting your kids in a business, I know you're trying to set them up for the future, but is that where you want to go this young?
Well, Lisa said, the last thing I need is another business, because it's always about Lisa,
And I think it's similar to a Rinna situation, where it's, as long as it's going by the script of Lisa Barlow, but
then it's okay.
Yeah, but are they too young to be in this business venture? Like, let them be kids for a little bit,
Let
but
them be
still
kids.
teach them to be philanthropic. And I don't know.
Lisa is like a puppeteer. She likes to, pull the strings.
Yes.
You do this, you do that. And this isn't, this is going to be all about me. So just follow my lead.
Yes.
But that Jack was really good, pretty smart kid, Erica's saying too. And
Very smart.
He just was very smart and very well spoken. But yeah, Lisa, the last thing I need is another business, whatever. But they're taking cute pictures of the products, and they had the photographers there. Jen Shaw walks in with 2 wolf heads, and they were hats. Now, I believe that they were real.
They were Timberwolves, like Minnesota Timberwolves.
I thought they looked real, and I thought it was disgusting.
Yuck. Well, Timberwolves, first of all, aren't they endangered? You don't see them a lot. I don't know if they're endangered, but
no, they had a bounty on them for a while, just because we had so many.
Timberwolves?
Yeah, I thought it was a Timberwolf. Wasn't
really?
it? Well, I thought it was, because we had so many. And she walks in with these stupid hats, and she never really truly knows. She seems
you're right, Nana. They're gray wolves or Timberwolves are off the endangered species list in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. The federal government announced last month, and this was in 2007. The population was granted protection in 1974 when they numbered only a few hundred. Okay, so I remember growing up hearing they were on the endangered species list. So she looked like an idiot. She looked like an idiot.
I thought she did too. And I like what Natalie just said about Lisa plays chess,
not checkers. She
instead
does
of checkers.
She is so calculated.
Manipulative.
Lisa Barlow. Oh, she's so, the way she was playing Jen Shaw during their conversation during this time, Nana, where she was like, I just want to make sure I'm being there for you. And people are giving gifts to that guy that we have to beep out his name, that used to work for you, that leaked that audio. I mean, not me, but somebody else. So I just, Whitney, I don't want to name any names. Whitney Rose did that. It's like, I thought you were trying to make nice with Whitney Rose, and now you're throwing her under the bus. Jen Shaw can, like, just because an employee is disgruntled with Jen Shaw doesn't mean Whitney can't be nice to them. And
that's right.
We saw how Jen talks to people. It's garbage. She talks to people horribly.
Well, it's that junior high mentality. You're either my friend or you can't be anybody's friend. And we see this over and over and over again with these housewives, and it's just kind of sickening. It's like, grow up.
Mhm.
There is an audio that you mentioned that was leaked. Jen
Did you ever
Shaw
hear that
chose
audio,
someone.
Nana?
I did not.
Oh, it was the way she talks to people. Just because you pay them doesn't mean you get to be emotionally and verbally abusive to them. It's gross.
Yes, I mean, if you were in a workplace and you had that type of thing, you
She
do
needs
get
HR.
you you do get dull to it, if you will. I
Mhm.
mean, it just kind
She's
of like
always she has no emotional control. For a woman of 50
she
plus, she has zero control of her emotions, and it's so frustrating because everyone else has to have, face the brunt of that.
yes,
Her
yes.
emotional maturity is zero. Zero.
Zero. Lisa's Jack and Henry's party. Um, well, it's not a party, but kind of a fundraiser or just showing
Mhm.
the product that seemed to go very well. A friend of Lisa's, and it's I mean, I'm going to say his name wrong. Cameron
Mhm.
was talking to Meredith at the party. They're at the party now. The Fresh
This was
Wolf.
so staged, Nana, don't you
It was
think?
so bad. It was so bad. And how Mary and her husband, Robert Sr., are into some shady things. He's saying he
Like, no
was
shit.
he was part of the church for a while. In fact, he was one of their, I think they said, one of the preachers at the
One of the
church.
pastors. Mhm.
And he used to be a parishioner, he said. But Cameron tells her, Meredith, to be careful. So very cryptic. And then Cameron was also very close to Mary at one time.
I wish he could have said more, but maybe due to possible defamation lawsuits or something
I
that Mary would for
suppose.
sure do. But I'm thinking, all right, we're trying to bring Mary Cosby down. Fine. And finally, we're seeing this season her address some of the things that were brought up in her first season with her mom and her relationship and the falling out with her family. But Mary is just so disingenuous. She's cuckoo
Yes.
bananas. She's everything that's wrong with organized religion and too much money. Is that she just feels as though she is the word of the Lord, and she's like, I have blessed the food. Isn't it
Stop
blasphemy?
it.
I mean, I'm not like hugely, I don't know exactly what religion she is, but just in any kind of sense of religion, to think of yourself as some kind of like God-like being, which I think she truly believes she's like
I
a
think she does
Jesus
too.
type person, because she's like, I've blessed it. And I don't know. Those people that are like, God talks to me. Well, why did he choose you? And why, like, prove that to me. Prove that
I
to me.
just
That just seems like you have a very high opinion of yourself and you're going to manipulate other people and try to make money off of it. If God truly spoke to you, wouldn't you use it for some good
and
rather
let's
than,
yes, and let's bring it up. Money that is not taxed.
yeah.
Now, you would not see all these religions, you know, being too political like they are now.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to be political, then welcome into the tax force.
You got to
Welcome
pay
into
taxes.
Texas. You
There's
bet.
a separation. But Mary, she just gives off this just holier than thou. Like, I think she thinks she's like the reincarnation of Jesus or something. I don't know. She just, the way she talks and the way she just, it's like, girl, your grandma died. You married her husband so you could keep the church and the money together in the family. And that's, I never heard no Jesus say that's how you get to the kingdom of God. I don't know.
And just the way she said it. And my mom thought it was her because she should have it all because it's her mother.
Sounds like greed by everybody in that family.
Big G.
Big G.
Different,
not God. Greed.
Greed. So you're right. Mary is crazy.
Mhm.
She also needs the room to be quiet.
fart.
Mary's crazy. Yeah. I mean, she's just, I don't know.
The ego. It's too much ego. Yes, Evelyn, perfect. Mary has so much ego for me, is the opposite of being truly spiritual religious. Exactly.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the people that tend to be evangelists and tend to be like the television or public evangelists are the people who are the exact opposite of if Jesus was really going to choose someone, he would be like, not you, you're in it for you. You know what I mean? Because if you look at, if you follow the story of Jesus, he's not like that at all.
Well, no. And don't you think if religious or spiritual, that what I feel is he speaks through all of us by our actions and how we treat other people.
Yeah.
And you can see how she treats other people is horrendous.
Garbage. Jesus never told people to shut up when he was speaking. Jesus never didn't talk to his mom because he wanted to marry into the money. Like, Jesus.
That was terrible because she hasn't talked to her mom in 25 years.
And
she
Jesus
doesn't choose
didn't
to
collect expensive garments and clothing and things like that and surround himself with all this money. That's the last thing.
And that's what you see a lot of these evangelists that were on TV, like the Jim Bakkers, and he's back there and he's hawking some other kind of water survival kits. Now, how that he got back on TV is a sin. And Tammy, God rest her soul, isn't with us anymore.
Movie, the Tammy, I heard it's good, the Tammy Faye movie. That just came out this past year. But yeah, you're right. Those evangelist people are always the ones, they forget those parts of the Bible where you're not supposed to. Jesus, I forget, Dad always says that one verse, and forgive me, good Christians, but where like it's easier for someone to get, or harder for a poor rich man to get into heaven or something like that than going through the needle. Look at me.
I don't know. It had something to do.
Always says it.
He always does.
Think about people who are very, very rich, and people who value money over everything, and that being like the path that's not the path.
That's what I don't.
Apologize.
That's all right. That's and I have a camel.
Did Jesus marry his grandfather? I don't know. Maybe Jesus married his. I don't remember. Yeah, the eye of a camel. Some shit. You guys know what I'm talking about. The true Christians out there will know.
I'm terrible. Saying. Like I always said, I was a real good Catholic. I knew nothing about the Bible. But Cameron is saying this is Mary's story to tell, and he just left it kind of up in the air and said he couldn't talk about it anymore.
Thank you, Mother.
So then,
camel through the eye of a needle. It's easier to get a camel through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven, or something like that.
Yes.
Loosely paraphrasing, but my dad would always say it when these televangelists would come on TV. He would get pissed because his dad fell prey to sending them money, because they would be like, dinosaur dung's gonna fall from the sky. You gotta send me your money now. So he would send the money, and my dad's like, these guys are frauds, and they're taking your money and buying their own planes. And that's what they do. They prey on people who are old or sick or scared or alone. And that's about the lowest form of person, are those that take advantage.
That's most of us. You know what I mean? I mean, the old people. No, I understand that. I understand who they prey on. And that prey meaning P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y. But yeah, Grandpa would send them money because he was trying to buy his way into heaven. And I think that happens to a lot of people as they age. They start thinking about, after the afterlife. Do you think I'm right on that one? Oh, yeah, I see what you're seeing. Erica saying that man Cameron apparently passed away not long after this taping. Is this true? I certainly didn't hear that. Don't do that to me. Did he?
Yes.
What did he die of? He's a bigger guy, but, certainly looked healthy.
Talking bad about Mary Cosby. I'm nervous. Okay, hold on. I got to share this.
He did? He passed away? Who knew this? Erica knew this. Oh, my gosh.
This was on Bravo. Lisa Barlow remembers her late friend Cameron Williams. He will be missed. Cameron, who appeared in Barlow's event in the latest episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, passed away last June. Lisa Barlow is honoring the life and legacy of her late friend, who appeared in the October 31st episode. Cameron was one of the guests who attended Barlow's Fresh Wolf event in support of the foster care. After the episode aired, Lisa shared on Twitter that Cameron sadly passed away.
Oh my gosh. Well, it had nothing to do with Mary. She doesn't have that kind of power and stuff.
I wouldn't listen.
No, I don't.
Conspiracy theory, we don't know.
I don't believe that. So Meredith grabs Lisa to talk about this whole thing, and I'm sorry to hear that he passed away. And it tells Lisa about this conversation that she had with Cameron, and she says it was such an unsettling conversation. Well, that's all well and good. Yes, it was, but she says I don't want to talk about it now. My kids are having their debut, if you will, with their product. This isn't the time or place, but she certainly knew more than she was saying. Lisa did.
Lisa set her up. She plays
yeah,
chess, not checkers.
yeah, that one is good. I've never heard that, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we only see a little bit of Jenny and her husband on this, where they're having a Saturday morning, and that daughter of theirs is just sharp as a tack. I just love her. And she says, "We're having Science Saturday," and
Her
I'm
daughter
making
farted.
bubbles.
She goes,
What?
"I farted."
Did
during
she?
her thing? Yeah, she goes, "I farted."
Oh, I
That's
didn't hear her
hilarious.
say that. Oh my God.
Yes. Nana, how'd you miss that part? That was the best part. She was like, "I farted."
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did miss that. So I just want to get back to Lisa knows something. She doesn't want to talk about it now at the event. She didn't invite Mary because she invited Cameron. She keeps them separate. Lisa, you are such a good person. Such a good person. So that's too bad, because doesn't he look healthy? I mean, certainly, how would you know? But he looks like a
We don't
big,
know.
strong guy. You
I
know,
what
I
he
don't
died
know.
from.
I
All right,
don't
what else you
either.
got in them Nana notes?
Okay, Mary and
Let's
Heather.
get through Salt Lake City so we can get to Beverly Hills.
Yeah, true story. Mary and Heather meet at a restaurant with Whitney, and Mary talks about her mother and how they haven't talked in 25 years. And Lisa's triggered by a memory. Lisa triggered a memory for Mary about her mother when she said, "Oh, we'll have to Google that," whatever she just said, whatever Mary just said. I don't understand what she just said. So she thought that Lisa was putting her down, which she was. And the idea of marrying Robert Sr., my mom wanted everything. We didn't feel that that was the will of God. Really, Mary? You're the only one that knows the will of God? So you could take the church,
I
take
can't
the
stand
money.
this chick. I
I
can't
can't either.
stand people like her who think they know the will of God when it is good for them, when it'll benefit them. That's disgusting. That's disgusting, in my opinion.
Heather said
Disgusting.
Lisa is very calculated at the lunch. And so the
Thank you,
idea
Faith
that
City.
wasn't...
Matthew 19:24. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Okay, sorry. It is easier for a camel to go through eye of needle than see a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven.
Oh, Faith City. That was really smart. So how do you say that? Matthew chapter 19, verse 24.
19:24. John 3:16.
Right back at you. Jen Shaw comes over to Heather's with a bag full of sex toys. And I thought this could have been edited out.
So stupid.
It was stupid. Anytime these, and I'm saying older gals, even though I'm older than any of them.
They can still do dick games. It's just played out. We get it. Can you talk about your friendship? Can you talk about anything else? We got it. Jen Shaw, you said you're not even wearing candy bras for Coach Shaw. So why are we doing that?
I know. I mean, I just thought it was silly. Whitney, maybe she just kind of cleaned out her closet. I don't know. Whitney called Heather and said she was invited to something Lisa was throwing, that fresh wolf, and Heather was not invited. Either was Jen Shaw. So, yeah, I just thought that whole sex thing was just silliness. You know, maybe I'm at an age where that doesn't do it for me anymore. But I think when you're younger and stuff, well, I'm sorry. It just happens.
You're just constantly telling us how you don't like dick all the time. You're just like, every episode, you're like, as you get older, you just don't like dick anymore. Just no more dick.
If Kathy is still in,
we get it. You're over dick. You're on to casinos and Kohl's. We got it, Nana.
If Kathy is still on the podcast and still listening, she would tell me things, and she's probably maybe 10 years older than me. She would tell me things that were going to happen going forward in my life. And she was right.
Yeah.
She was right on a lot of things. I'm not saying...
I'd rather have Chicago-style popcorn and a hot nickel slot.
Honey, I was hungry for that the other day because I was going through a little shout out to Costco. I was going through Costco, and they have that 3 popcorn, cheese, caramel, and regular popcorn. It's called Creator.
Chicago style, Chell did.
Where did he get that?
Hadley's. I wonder if it'll still be good when you get here.
Honey,
it's Nana's favorite.
We'll just throw some canola oil on it and bake it. It'll be fine. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it.
Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, and we do see that Heather's daughter is accepted. We saw a little bit of that the past
Oh, and
week.
Heather and Meredith's daughters talking and hanging out, which was interesting.
It was.
Meredith's daughter's like, I know I'm older than you, but it's like good to get out of your town and go to college because your reputation doesn't follow you. And I'm like, why don't you want your reputation to follow you? What is going on? What are you talking about? She's like, she just is very similar to her mom. She's like, it's just Brooks Marks, and my brother made a suit, like a sweatshirt and sweatpants, and I went to college out of state because they didn't want the Brooks Marks sweatsuit to follow me. So it's like, you should do Greek life. I'm like, of course you do Greek life. She's just like,
You sound just like her, and she sounds just like Meredith, and it is disgusting. And I thought, you snobby little, yeah. I said, serious, snobby. It's terrible. Can't you just, get over yourself? Some of us have money in this lifetime. Some of us are striving to be middle class, and some of us
get out of your town so that your reputation doesn't follow you. Meredith's like, that's an excellent point, daughter. And her daughter's like, thank you, Mom. I was like, I'm older than you, and I went to school in Colorado.
Did they just have some surgery in their mouth? That's how they're talking, like they just hurt all over.
Oh my God, Shane is killing me. Meredith and her kids are so plastic. Seth is he is. He's like, he is creepy. Seth is so creepy with his sex talk. And then Meredith and her kids are just like, Mom, I need you your favorite breakfast. You, Dad? Dad. What is it? It's a smoothie. I smoothies. Oh yeah, that's a joke. That's funny. I know. It was just that back and forth.
It was bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. And they're trying to find a place for the son in the show. And without him going down the runway and creating all these wonderful.
He's working on his next sweatshirt, Nana. He's trying his hardest. He can only do so much given all the resources from birth.
That's just it. I mean, you can't, kids said it so many times. You can take it with you. So spend it at Kohl's now, okay? You can take it with you. Everybody just fights over it at the end anyway. So just go to Kohl's. I know they don't go to Kohl's.
A smoothie. I hate it. I don't like Kohl's, but I really like sexual intercourse with Seth. I do. And Jen Shaw should not be talking about my sexual intercourse with Seth or my son, who has not said who he wants to have sex with. He makes me smoothies. Just like, what is happening with this family?
All I got to say to you, Joleen, is yam. Yam. You are Meredith. Honest to God, you sound just like her. You just got her spot on.
He's like, my children are off limits.
Meredith, you are off limits. And if you left the show tomorrow, nobody would care. They're going to hang on to Lisa because she just stirs it and stirs it and stirs it.
You would know if Brooks Marks wasn't here because he wanted to make me smoothies. Is that a smoothie? It's a smoothie. I hate smoothies. I know you hate smoothies.
The only thing I drink is my alcohol, she said. Whatever. You should be drinking it for breakfast. And
I like to eat my calories and put them right in my tots.
Yeah, she's just, there's something
the only
about
place
that girl.
I put liquid is in my tots. That's a joke, Brooks Marks. That's a joke.
You can laugh at that, Brooks.
Yeah, we need to start sponsoring the show. Let's get it.
We really could. I would like to, at this point in time, before we get into Beverly Hills, and we certainly are, because this is our 4th reunion.
Don't take away from my talent. Don't move your top and bottom lip. And anyone can talk like Meredith. Don't tell my secrets.
No, it's anyone. I can't do it. I can't talk like Meredith. I can probably talk sexy like Seth. Ish. That's not, yeah. So what I'd like to do, because we did give away the Elvis scarves and things, and they should be there Sunday for Eric and Yaya. I think yours is coming Saturday, so maybe tomorrow. So please tell us if you don't receive them. Because
you don't got it. I will send you a Brooks mark.
oh God, no. God, can you imagine what that costs?
No, let me finish. It just takes me a minute. We'll send you a smoothie.
Oh God, she's the worst. Here we go. See this cute note, and they have love on them, and they're just beautiful, and it's empty, so you can write your own little greetings on it. It's made very well. Comes with the nice envelope. It's a heavy envelope, so it doesn't get crushed. Thanks, Meredith. I love you. So
it's from Joleen G Designs on Etsy.
Jilly G Designs on Etsy. I absolutely love her stuff.
I said Joleen G Designs on Etsy.
So Meredith, if you would like to go and order something from Jill, she would love it. And just say Nana and Joleen sent you. That would be great.
Does
But
she have smoothies?
Oh, Saturday
I don't
Yippee.
like smoothies.
So I would like to give some of these away tonight and then order them from Jill, and then she mails them out. It's quite nice. And I think you get 6 of them, and they're very nice. And
Mama, do you want a Brooks Mark sweatsuit for your birthday?
No, honey, please don't spend that kind of money on that. No.
She needs one. I'll add it to her Amazon wish list.
I will be adding some stuff to the wish list only because my birthday just means so much to me, and I don't know why, but my parents did that. And certainly if you can't afford to get anything, that's fine too. You know, we just like that you're here with us. You're here on Fridays. You're here on Mondays.
What is the stipulation? I was too busy being Meredith. Who are you giving it to?
We haven't decided yet. I would just like to give these out to one of the people that are here in the chat. So if you're, I'm not sure what, we didn't decide on anything. I'll just kind of, how about just pick somebody?
We'll let Mims pick because we are now being joined by the famous Mims.
Oh, look at. Hi, how are you? How are you, hon?
What's up? I haven't actually face-to-face seen you since Christmas last year.
I know. Don't I look better? Thank you.
Did you see?
Oh yeah, you did very relaxed.
Very relaxed.
I'm getting better at this podcast stuff. At first I was maybe just a little stiff with it, but you know, we have 184 people in the chat. That's exciting. And you wanted to join us for the Beverly Hills the fourth part of this reunion. And we appreciate you coming on like this.
Nana appreciates you guys. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. Make sure you go subscribe. You're growing. Your channel is growing and growing, Mims.
I need to make videos.
Where are you at?
I know. I'm not. I'm tired. It's a lot easier going on other people's channels. It's like work. For y'all in the chat, like the content creators, it's not easy.
I watch what Joleen does.
We can't all be naturals like Nana.
Well, see, there you go. You know, I'm just the talent. Hello. But we appreciate you joining us. We love this. This is so nice.
Let's talk Beverly Hills part 4 of the reunion. Nana, just start with your Nana notes, and then we'll all chime in, Mims chime in, so we can hear all of the takes. Sound good, Nana?
That sounds good. You just jump in when you want. We are talking about the Beverly Hills reunion, the Housewives. This is a 4-part reunion. This is part 4. Could they have done it in 2? Hell to the yes. Yes, they could have. Agreement. They could have, because they
stretched this shit out.
Yes, and they kept showing us the same stuff they did the week before. So if you missed it the week before, good for you. You got to get caught up. But I didn't care for it. I mean, I liked the 4th part because I knew it was the end. Who believes when he says this? Now, I love Andy. I do. You know, I know people have some issues with him, but who believes Erica knew anything? They all caved. Oh, no, she didn't know anything. She didn't know anything. She knew everything. She is a smart businesswoman, and she knew exactly what her and her husband were pulling off. I didn't know anything that's happening in the you know, in his office and things, and then good old Kyle and Andy, they had both heard that Tom was having trouble earlier on.
From Bethany
So-
Franco. What do you think, Mims? Did she know? What's your take? Can
Are
you
you
hear us?
Of course
hearing
she
us?
knew. I
Okay.
mean, she didn't know about those panties that they sold at the auction, which she did. Am I frozen?
Yeah, I
A
think your
little
time,
bit.
you're a little off. It's a little
Oh,
off.
That's
I'm gonna come back in.
Okay.
Give me a
That's okay.
second.
I'm
Bounce out and
I'm
come
a
back
little
in.
off too, honey. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it was a little off. So Nanny, you think fully I don't know if she knew the extent of his business, but I think she knows more than she's letting on for sure. And the stories keep changing. Now it's not flipping, only the sun flipped. She doesn't want to talk about the Pasadena snow. I don't want to go there. Well, why don't you want to go there? Because it doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's probably not true, Judge Judy.
That's right. And
Okay.
I love when you reference Judge Judy because she is hilarious. She is a very smart woman. I love her show. But she's backpedaling. She's backpedaling. She's backpedaling. And that's all we're seeing from her. You know, she
Mhm.
sits up so straight and proper. You know, there's nothing proper about you. You're getting $1 million next year to come back on. If I had $1 million, I'd give Bravo $1 million not to have her. You know, I've seen enough of her and her ilk. I've seen enough of her. I don't think. And then Shady saying, I think Erica knew about it. Sure, she knew about it. She knew about all the stuff. Nothing gets past her. She's mean. She's mean-spirited. She jumps on everybody. She's biting off heads that aren't even there to bite off. Crystal said 17 words through this whole thing. Are you kidding me? Did
Crystal
anybody
shut down. But here's the thing. When you're on the Housewives, you can't shut down. If this chick is calling you out and being rude, and maybe Crystal, because it's her first season, she's not used to that, you need to stand your ground and you need to say, you're not going to talk to me like that. You cannot be a housewife who just sits there and completely shuts down. That might work for you in regular life. And I'm sure as like a normal, healthy person, you're like, I'm not even going to deal with someone who talks like that to me. But when you're a housewife, you better come correct and you better say something.
stick
Stand
up
up
for
for yourself.
yourself? Even
Mhm.
though, like Garcelle, she sticks up for herself, but she says it in a nice way where you still like her at the end of everything. You know, she'll say it in a nice way,
I think
strong and to the
Garcelle,
point.
yeah, she can even, I think she should go further, but I do understand. We've talked about it before, the difficulty she has being, the first Black housewife in Beverly Hills on the show, where, the stigma that, or the stereotype, I should say, that follows along with a Black woman and the way she reacts versus a white woman. And then it's like, oh, she's being angry. And it's like and that's why I was so glad it was called out by someone on Twitter saying, so
Yes.
here's screenshots of Erica yelling and telling Sutton, I'm coming for you if you want, like threatening. She was threatening. And so I was glad that person on Twitter was like, but she's not called a bully, but Garcelle is a bully. Garcelle is the farthest thing from a bully. Is she stirring the pot a little bit? Is she asking questions? Is she antagonizing? Sure, but that's what they all do. But she's a bully now.
No,
So she probably feels like she has to be so careful, because she's been like this since day one. Erica has been antagonistic since she came on the scene.
and that's why we thought we'd like her in the beginning. I thought,
Yeah.
she's gonna have some fun. They are saying though, and you put it up there on the screen, that a lot of the YouTubers here are having delay issues also. Okay.
So we'll see if Mims can join us again. He popped in, then he popped back out. So he might be having issues.
He might be
Crystal,
having some trouble with that.
Crystal needs to find herself. She can't Scooby-Doo Robin. She can't be Scooby-Doo Robin Dixon. No. And the same thing with Sutton, I will say. We can kind of jump around and have fun with this fourth part. We don't have to go straight.
Yeah. No, thank you.
But what I'm saying is when Erica wants to just throw see you next Tuesdays at her castmates. If I was Sutton, I would have been like, shut your mouth. Do not talk to me like that. But again, Sutton kind of backed on. All the women just like clutching their pearls. And I would definitely check her and call her out if she's just saying, I think you're acting like a bitch, see you next Tuesday. And it's like, Erica, can you shut up? Can you get a better vocabulary? Maybe people that your husband took money from that you benefited from think you're a see you next Tuesday. But the fact
I'm sure they do.
she's just throwing these things out. She thinks she's literally on Mob Wives. She thinks she's on The Sopranos. She thinks she's some kind of gangster, and she's not. She's not scary. She's not nothing.
She's not classy. She knew everything that was going on. I believe she did, even though maybe he didn't share some things with her. But if you don't see now, like, you know me, I check my checkbook every day. Every morning I get my cup of coffee. I sit at the dining room table and I see what's come through, not that there's a lot of money there, but I don't want a whole lot less money there. So I watch it to make sure no one can get into it and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so she doesn't know that $20 million was put into her account. Stop it. Stop it. She did too.
Yeah. And in the so Chell had sent me and I wanted to read it. So on Reddit.
Oh, we got it make sense back.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay. So Chell had sent me a Reddit that had the writers of the New York Times hit piece, as Erica Jane calls it. They posted yesterday or a couple days ago where the authors of the New York Times story Ask Us Anything, and they were debunking all the things she said. So if you go to Reddit, I think it's under the Beverly Hills Housewives.
Okay.
I was going to read it before this, but it's pretty long. But people were asking them tons of questions, and it was pretty cool that they were doing that. Mims, welcome back.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
You're much clearer now, too.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. Before I was a little grainy. So now we can see you.
Okay, so I had a lot of problems with this reunion.
Tell us everything.
Have you two ever seen a friend of the show stay for 2 full episodes?
That being Kathy Hilton?
Oh,
well,
she is getting so much love from viewership that they'd be hard pressed to get rid of her. I mean, I think that's why they're keeping her on. But no, I have never seen that.
Never.
The show was filmed in her backyard. Her butler came out. Like, I don't mind Kathy, but I thought it was like a bit much to have her be such a focal point. Kyle clearly got her producer credit because she got Kathy on the show. I mean, I'm not alone here, right?
No, I don't think you're alone. And I didn't know that she got a producer credit for the reunion or for the show itself, Beverly Hills. Is this for the reunion?
I'm just going to be Kyle for the rest of the episode.
There you go.
All she is a GIF. That's all she is. She's a meme. She's like a human meme. That's all she is.
Because she's not an actress.
And where were the husbands? Where were the husbands? I didn't even think. I didn't see the movie yet, but I want to see it. But where were the husbands, you guys?
You guys, I didn't think of that. Usually they bring the husbands out.
Back.
Smoking in the boys' room. Yeah, I bet.
Mauricio was just high AF somewhere, and PK owes people money, and Tom is just he's too busy calling Erica and forgetting he called her, so he calls her again. Garcelle's dating, Sutton's boyfriend broke up with her, and Crystal's husband's doing Lion King 3. So there you go, guys. I don't know.
I mean, they're busy.
Harry's making some more sauce for some whoever's in Canada.
I forget about Harry. Yeah, for his friends in Canada. Oh my gosh. So what's your thoughts on Erica?
Yes.
Mims. And what she knew in this part 4, her behavior.
I really feel like Erica is complicit. I'm pretty sure she had some idea, and she kind of told on herself. Like, if you listen to the things she said in part 4, she definitely. Sorry, that's my frozen pizza.
What kind are we having?
Red Baron.
Oh, I like that. That's a good brand.
The Baron. Yeah.
She told on herself because she said that she had no idea that Tom was going broke. We all remember her saying this until right before she left him. However, she said that when she was on Broadway, her cards were getting declined. That's a full year before she left him, because Broadway was like right at the start of
COVID.
Yeah. So
that was very good.
Forever changing. Also, the flipping of the car. No longer was it Tom flipped. He fell. The car kind of fell. It was just her son. And then she said, I don't want to talk about the Pasadena snow. It's like, but you said those things.
and he came
Yes.
out of that 12-hour coma
Allegedly.
with
Allegedly.
the flip phone that didn't break.
I know,
Yeah.
but those damn flip phones, they don't break. I got 2 of them in my in my closet, honey. I got about 7 of our phones, and that damn flip phone of my husband's back in the day went through the washer and the dryer, and it was still ringing in the dryer. Bloom, bloom. You know, I couldn't believe it. Those flip phones are. I understand that. That's the only thing she said that was true.
All right, for Nana giving Erica a little grace. I need to get this
Yep.
pizza really quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Get your
Okay.
pizza. It's
Okay, get
priorities,
your-
Mems. Priorities.
Honey, get your pizza. Get your pizza, but come back to us.
Okay. So,
That's so funny.
So yeah.
I like that he thought that. I didn't think through that, what she was saying there. And then her cards being declined. I didn't put that together. Did you?
Yes. The fact
Okay.
that her story has changed with when she knew, what she didn't know. And then I think, unfortunately, knowing what they found in the investigation, that he's been doing this shady practice for, 40, possibly 40, 20, 40 years or something. When she was saying, he started having a mental decline in his memory and possible
Yes.
stuff 3 years ago. And it's like, well, that doesn't add up, because did he have that for the past 20 years? Because he's been doing that longer than he's been married to you. He has been allegedly, taking this money and doing shady business practices and breaking the law. So I think there's a narrative they wanted to set up, and the fact that she cries over Tom and I still love him and I still this thing. There's just, if someone really did you dirty and shocked you with, and if I found out that Chell was defrauding people and that he was stealing from victims of burn victims and the families of those deceased people he was supposed to be protecting, I would be like, who the frick did I marry? And then on top of that, he already was a cheater who wasn't being nice to me. Why would I have such soft feelings toward this man? That's what doesn't make sense to me about Erica Jane, is if this man, and she does say, if it's true, well, we already know you've painted a picture now that he's a cheater who was emotionally neglectful to you. So it should fit the narrative then that he would be neglectful to maybe his business or the emotional care and also, some practices. But it just, the way she wants to protect him, and it doesn't make sense, and vilify him in the same breath, but then go, if it's true. And she did say something interesting. She said with the lawsuits, she was like, and the people, or the right people get the money, she was insinuating that there were maybe lawsuits happening that were not valid.
She could care less about any of these victims. And don't tell me Erica didn't have a side piece of her own. Of
course she did. She's got.
I can't wait till that person comes out. I would love to see.
Silence was golden. When the question was asked and she had no response, if you were innocent of that, you would say, of course not. She didn't say it because she couldn't.
You're right.
Exactly.
She was.
I want Marcel to bring her side piece to the show next season.
Oh my God, she should.
That would be wonderful.
And then I'd have him on the reel, so she could do both a day job and her night job, or both day jobs, I should say. How about with Erica? So when they were questioning her, and she said she talks to Tom, and then Andy, she says she's being open book, and then Andy says, well, did you ask him? Why did you do this? She's like, because she said she talked about it with him. So of course we want to know, wouldn't you say, did you do this? Then she realizes, it looks like she effed up. So she's like, and then she cries, and then she says, I asked him why he would leave me with $1 million lawsuit. Wouldn't your first question be, did you do this? Are these lawsuits real? Do these people have the right to come for me?
I think there would be a question before that. It was, did you really defraud victims? Are these people really not getting their money? She never cared about that. That's why she's still wearing those earrings. And I like jewelry. When I saw some of the diamonds that she wore this season, it was so tone deaf.
Yeah,
it was.
She has no interest in giving it back. On my channel, I talked about how I was very hurt that I liked her. But then I started thinking about the moves that she made. And the first thing every rich housewife does is they do a charity. Or they promote their charity. Even Dorit driving to the soup kitchen in her Bentley, you know, it was charitable.
I know.
Erica Jane's 10 fans are all gay. Did you ever see her do anything for gay people except, you know, her workers that
Those
she
free
invited to a pool
concerts
party?
she gave, those free concerts, all those free concerts, because apparently
Oh.
she didn't make any money off them. So she paid to perform and let people in, maybe.
But
No.
the check she did make, she gave to her husband that she knew had dementia.
Yeah. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Oh. This has been a tough reunion for me, only because I love the Beverly Hills Housewives, but this keep rehashing. I thought Bravo was better than that. I did.
They're not. They're not, Nana. What about when Andy Cohen said that Erica was a piece of work? What did you guys think of that?
Couldn't
Oh, it's
believe
my
he was
Kyle
saying
face.
it. Oh,
You're
I
trying to
like it.
listen.
I was actually kind of upset because had that been a housewife of color calling other housewives, see you next Tuesday, biting their heads off, like everything that she said was so biting and vile. But Andy Cohen just kind of casually smiles and says, "You're a piece of work." But you're asking Candace from Potomac, how are
That's
these
what I was
things
just-
working for you?
That's what I was just thinking when he was like, your Twitter, you know, how is that working for you? You're reckless on Twitter. But Erica's reckless in real life, and Andy Cohen is just going, you're a real piece of work, but he drags Candace for what she says on. You're exactly right. It's very, Erica's privilege is just, it's crazy. And she doesn't probably even think she has it.
I
And
would
make
say
it
it's
make
right
sense.
on par with Michael
Oh.
Darby.
Yeah, it's right on par with Michael Darby. Nana doesn't watch Potomac, but if you saw Michael Darby, it's very similar to it's everyone else's fault. I don't do anything wrong. How dare you question me? Erica's whole attitude has always been, how dare I even be questioned? The way she jumped at Crystal. Of course you're going to be questioned. It's in the LA Times. It's a huge federal investigation done by your famous husband. You're famous. You're on a show about your life. They're going to question you 24/7. Like Andy said, you could be mad about it, but you don't jump at your friends when your friends want to know. If you were being sued, I'd be asking questions.
And even make it make sense when you mentioned or said what Andy said to her. You even cocked your head the way Andy does. It was perfect. And I love him. And I have his book. I got to read that. I read the Ron Howard book, but now I got to read Andy's life.
Andy's The Tell-All?
The book, he's got a book. He's got a couple books
There's a
out,
few,
but this was his first one, I think, that came out.
Nana didn't even read it. She got it. She's like, I'll read it later. And then now it's like,
no, but now that, you know, sometimes you forget about reading. I hate to say that, but I'm busy looking at this. You forget about it. You know, I'm sorry. I wish I was a big reader. But if you talk to me about Ron Howard and his life, I can get through that book in 3 days. You know,
exactly. I think graphic designer's right. If Andy doesn't like you, he goes for you. If he likes you, softball questions. But what did you guys think about? Okay, so the calling out Rinna, I did like, because like the hypocrisy this season of her. Mims, I want to hear what you think about this. And then her being like, oh, we shouldn't be asking Erica these things. Well, what's the difference between how you came for Denise, how you came for Yolanda, how you came for Lisa? What did you think of all that?
Up until I watched that video that you all played, I had no idea. Well, really, I have a problem confusing her two daughters. Sorry.
Amelia and Delilah. Yeah,
I do
They
too.
kind of look alike. I had no idea that she had a similar issue to Yolanda, in that it's a disease that you feel, but it may not show on the surface. So if your daughter has all of these illnesses that are internal that no one knows about, and you believe her, wouldn't you be the first person to embrace Yolanda, who's saying that she has Lyme disease, and you may not see it, but she feels it? Like, the hypocrisy, it's the hypocrisy for me. It's
well, and
too
that's
much.
that also says something for maybe that's why Delilah's struggling like she is, because if your mom so openly doesn't believe someone like she did with Yolanda, maybe she treats her daughter very similarly in her invisible illnesses. Do you know what I mean? And that could be why she's like, don't talk about it, allegedly. Maybe she's the one, you know. I'm assuming it's her parents telling her not to talk about it. Who else would, other than like a manager or something, which I don't even think they would say that. Because we know that Lisa has a
don't talk about it unless it's on the show.
Exactly. Unless we're making money off
Oh.
it. Don't put it out there.
Yeah.
Lisa has a history of telling her daughters these things or making them take stuff back. So maybe the real question is, maybe Lisa doesn't believe this out of her daughter. So of course she didn't believe it out of Yolanda either. Like she has no empathy for anyone when it comes to this kind of thing.
I think their daughters, I mean, they're beautiful young women, but the idea that Amelia, the other daughter, not Delilah, Amelia has, and I'm not sure what it's called, but she has a bad.
She has eating disorder. She has bulimia or anorexia.
Yeah,
one of
and the idea that she's this beautiful girl, but it's in your own head how you feel that you look. And then you got Rinna running around half naked and doing these dances and stuff. Why would she do that to her daughters?
Well, the
To
thing
me,
is,
that's like in your face.
well, she's competitive with her daughters, and I don't honestly believe that Rinna hasn't struggled with food stuff. There's been a lot of comments through the years about her, and Eileen has got really mad when Kim brought it up, and
why don't you eat a piece of bread? You'll feel better.
Why don't you eat a piece of bread? You'll feel better. And Eileen's like, how dare you? And you would only have that reaction if you knew someone kind of struggled with that. And Rinna being in this industry, of course she struggled with that. Kyle said she struggled with eating disorders. But yeah, this is when you need Kim Richards. The longer we're left without Kim Richards, the more I've been watching compilations of her just roasting cast members. Like, we need someone like her. Which is like, just Kyle, shut up. You never have my back. And I'm like, she never did have your back. She exploited your alcoholism and your addiction, put you on television to look like the better sister. And now I got to go back and read. Apparently there was some book about Kyle and Kim's mom that was written by an aunt or something like that a while back. And she was quite, it makes more sense why Kathy's trying to protect her, because she's got quite the history, allegedly, according to reports and some books. Again, you know, this is all,
you're being way too nice,
subjective, but they're basically saying that she was like pimped out her daughters in a lot of ways. She was in a lot of marriages. She was allegedly very unhealthy with her daughters. Mims, how would you describe it if I'm being too nice?
She hired a gigolo to teach her daughter how to have sex.
Kathy, allegedly, in a van or something. Allegedly.
For Paris?
She wanted no.
Kathy, it worked.
Kathy, Kim, and Kyle's mom is rumored and allegedly had some pretty strange parenting tactics for them, and she wanted them all to marry rich men to take care of them. She had quite a few marriages herself, and allegedly she hired some kind of gigolo guy to teach Kathy how to please her man. She like allegedly made Kim divorce her first husband, who was a millionaire, for a billionaire.
Oh,
next.
Oh my
so
gosh.
They have a lot of issues. Like, she was definitely like a mommy dearest type, I guess the best way you could put it. Allegedly. Allegedly. Mixed with
I like Joan Collins.
So it explains why the Richards sisters have a lot of issues, and they referred to her as Big Kathy because little Kathy was Kathy Hilton. Her name, the mom's name, was Kathy, so Big Kathy. And she almost was like, she was married to allegedly like a mafia guy, right, Mims? Like some kind of dude.
That part I don't know.
Wow. I was all on the Reddit hearing about. I was like, I got to read this book that this person wrote a while ago. So I think that makes sense why Kathy is so protective of her mom's legacy and the history of addiction in the family, also in the protection, and was very afraid of what Kyle would put out there about their mom, because they want to paint this picture very differently. But the way people around them paint the picture is that Big Kathy was quite an interesting mother.
And Mims, I thought you meant that Kathy as the mother with Paris, but we're saying it's
Big Kathy. Mom's name was Kathy too. Big Kathy, and then
wouldn't you hate that?
I don't think Paris had any of those issues.
No, I think she learned real quick.
I gotta look up this book. I'll look up the name of the book now that I'm referencing it. You guys feel free to speak amongst yourself.
Why would you hire a gigolo for your daughters? Why would you? Oh my God.
He
That
wanted
is like,
them to be good at sex so
oh, for
that
Christ's sakes.
they could get, you know, these men.
Rick Hilton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rick
yeah.
Hilton,
Well,
she
there you
wanted
go.
the money. They all married rich. Kyle, her first husband. Who was Kyle's first? Doesn't she have a first husband?
I don't know if she was married to him, but Farrah's father.
Yeah,
real
real
young.
young.
I don't know if they got married, but
I don't know that for a fact either.
what was
but
interesting was Kathy kind of exposed Kyle because she was like, they don't really get to see the real you. And I totally believe that Kyle has the same tics as her sister. She just hides them better.
Yeah.
she is.
does.
Well,
I could
And you
definitely
hear
see that.
Kathy say, you know, well, Kyle isn't, you don't see the real Kyle. So apparently the book, I believe it's called House of Hilton, about
Okay.
Kathy, Kyle, and Kim Richards, the Hiltons, and how effed up famous families really are. So
oh,
the mother of the Richards girls. So I pulled up this little thing I'll share with you guys now,
Is-
so we can
is
just take a
that-
look.
that's her mom. She's very pretty. If that's the picture. I saw the
What are you
picture
looking
down
at?
below.
Oh, I'll show you. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll share the screen here. Let's see, share screen. I'm going to share this one. So this is 32 juicy details from House of Hilton. So that's a book I want to read. Okay. So it's a little
Oh.
weird to read this book over a decade after it was released. So this article was written in 2018 because the focus is so clearly Paris Hilton and the pearl clutching over the at the time new phenomenon of being famous for nothing. This isn't really something that's interesting to talk about or read. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get to this. So here's their mom. Okay. So this is Big Kathy. So this is Kathy
Hate the
Dugan.
name.
I hate it.
Kathleen Dugan, Avanzino, Richards, Catane, Fenton. That's how many times she was married. Those are all her last names, allegedly. Known as Big Kathy to differentiate from her daughter, Kathy Hilton, was married at least 4 times. She may have married one husband twice. From an early age, Big Kathy instructed her daughters and later grandchildren to adhere to her life philosophy of marrying rich and having lots of babies with rich men. They've all pretty much followed this advice. At one point, she boasted, "My daughters are married to men who have a total net worth of $13 billion. Big Kathy set her sights on Ken Richards while he was still married. They began having an affair, and the book alleges that one night, Kathy drugged Ken's wife at a bar, followed her out to her vehicle, and slammed her ankle in the car door. Later on, she served Ken's daughter, Diane, a cheeseburger with a screw baked into the middle of it."
These people are nuts.
I'm getting
I
like
mean-
a Caroline Manzo vibe from her.
The hair. It's the hair. Yes, from Jersey. From the book, Big Kathy
Yes.
told Ken. So Ken Richards would be the
Oh my
father
God.
of Kim and Kyle, not Kathy, though, right? Because Kathy has a different father. So Big Kathy told Ken that she wanted Kathy Hilton to know all about sex and how to perform sex, literally the best way possible, asserts Sylvia Richards. So that must be like a sister-in-law. So she asked a young man to teach her in his van.
Oh my God. I got that for free from your dad. And it was a Chevy van. But anyway.
No, it was the bathroom at a party. You already told me. Big Kathy was even rumored to be a Hollywood madam because she hooked so many young girls, friends of her daughters, up with rich older men. Once she hooked a guy through marriage or having children with them, she lost interest. Of her last husband, she bragged, "I don't do shit for Bob. I won't travel with him. I won't cook for him. I won't do anything for him." That sounds like what I said earlier, but I do more things than that. She said she had Bob sell his home and put the $250K profits in renovations for Kathy's own Palm Springs home. When Kathy died, she gave Bob 1 year to get out of the house he helped pay for, as she left it to her daughters. So that's the house that Kyle allegedly stole from Kim.
goddamn house.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's the home. Yeah, this is the home that Kyle stole from one of her from her sisters. You can tour the inside
Oh
So
my
here's Kim, and
God.
Kim was the cash cow, and that's Kim in Paris in this picture right
Kim
here.
was
I
that
think
girl back in the day.
she was that girl. I remember
She's-
she had hair past her butt. She was just
She's
like a
beautiful.
hottie.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Kim grew up a child star. She basically had no rules or real parenting. Her second marriage was to Greg Davis of a very wealthy oil family. Greg's father, Marvin, spoiled his children and wrote them into real estate deals where they didn't actually do anything. When they would get money like this, Greg would do things like give Kim a check for $1 million and tell her to do whatever she wanted. Kathy Hilton tried to set Kim up with Donald Trump.
Oh my God. Call it a
He-
day.
He would call her and invite her to New York and pay for her to come and hang out with him. That means she probably banged Donald Trump. Kim's third husband, John Collette, created some kind of real estate Ponzi scheme and was eventually shot execution style in a deli by a hitman. What?
You can't make this up.
You cannot.
This should be a movie. Like, hello, that
Well-
American woman didn't show us shit.
What deli?
We don't, we don't know. Donald Trump is quoted in the book praising Paris, saying, Paris in many ways has done very well. He observes, people like to knock her and criticize her for some of the things she's done, but in many respects, Paris has done very well. Ugh.
Better than
I
you.
guess-
You mean she's worth more than you? I think
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess there was a feeling when Paris became famous that she was doing a disservice to her family or dishonoring her legacy. But the whole legacy of the Hilton family was pretty much making money, being famous, and partying. So she pretty much is just living up to her name. Paris's great uncle Nick Hilton is one of the most famous party boys of all time. He famously is one of Elizabeth Taylor's 8 marriages, had an affair with his stepmother, Zsa Zsa Gabor, and also dated Hollywood stars like Natalie Wood. Holy shit.
I love Jaja.
Right?
I know. Wasn't she something? I know.
You know what's
I like the
interesting?
sisters.
That I learned from. So these are just some of the fun little facts. You guys can find it in House of Hilton. When I was reading about this on Reddit, you guys, do you remember how Kim went back to that previous husband, her ex-husband, when he was dying of cancer and took care of him
Yes.
so much, Monty? Well,
Yes.
fun, interesting, alleged fact from this book is that Monty was her first husband. Monty, she was forced to leave Monty, according to this family member that wrote the book, by Big Kathy. But Kim always kind of loved him because to leave him for someone with more money. So in the end, when it came down to, it made more sense now why she went back and would take care of him and would want to help him is because she always loved him and maybe she felt a little guilty and never wanted to leave him. But the mom made her because she left a millionaire for a billionaire, allegedly.
Well, and someone in the chat was saying that no wonder Kathy didn't want this movie to come out.
Yes.
It was. I mean,
Or the
that
TV
makes
show,
a lot.
American
Or,
Woman.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I wonder. I mean, dear God, I want to get that book now really bad. What's the name of the book again, honey?
Here we go. You can get it on Google Play. You can get the
Okay.
ebook, House of Hilton. Is it by Jerry Oppenheimer? Or but the contact in it was a Richards, and I think it was like the sister-in-law. So it would be the first Big Kathy's husband, who she had Kim and Kyle with,
Okay.
allegedly.
All these
Maybe his
names.
sister. Yeah. It's,
I know. Well, you know that Oppenheimer, Jess Oppenheimer, was a comedy writer for I Love Lucy. I wonder if that's any relation.
Probably everyone's
probably slept
related
together.
somehow.
They probably. Ooh, Babalu.
What is this? Nikki Hilton abused Elizabeth Taylor. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh.
DGF.
Oh, well, that was her husband. She was
Nikki
married
Hilton.
to Elizabeth
Oh,
Taylor was married to.
I thought we were talking about Paris's sister, Nikki.
I
So
did
there was
too.
an
Oh,
uncle
no,
Nikki.
no.
I was like, why would Nikki Hilton abuse Elizabeth
I was about to tell
Taylor?
you, put your allegedly banner up.
I know,
No, but it was-
seriously. We have to do allegedly because all of this is just from stuff we've seen. But it makes so much more sense when you hear the stuff that's being alleged in these books or this book in particular,
Yes.
because why Kim is the way she is in a lot of ways and why the whole family really is the way she is in Kim's struggles. So yeah, Kathy
Oh.
thought the truth would come out. There's a podcast called House of Hilton. Andrea, me too. I'm
Andrea,
tonight.
I'm downloading it tonight. Oh my God. House
Maybe
of
we need
Hilton.
to do a show about this, Nana and Mims. I don't know. We got to all get to the bottom of this mystery.
This is very interesting.
This is better than the show.
It is. It's better. It's better than the reunion for sure.
Better than us asking Erica Jane over and over, and her story is changing, and it's just like now she doesn't want to talk about snow in Pasadena. Well, why not? That was a big like part of your storyline. There was snow in Pasadena. Your son's car flipped. Well,
that was huge.
You know, Tom didn't flip. Tom, what do you see? I see a bridge. So then I knew that Tom. I knew Tom was down by the whatever. He was this way or this way. I don't know, allegedly. It's just like, Erica, that.
And at first, wasn't he thrown from the car? Wasn't that it?
Yes. Thrown.
I thought there was a dead mistress.
Oh, that would be even better. Somebody better check that ravine behind their house.
I want to say that Erica definitely got Tom to work with her on these stories because it's right out of Tom's playbook. He did whole interviews regarding how he steers the jury in his favor. I think that when this all came about, he knew that Erica was going to be on TV, and so she just steers the narrative somewhere else. Anytime some major news comes out, Erica goes left field, and she doesn't even care how fantastical the story is. She's just going to throw stuff out, facts, fiction, whatever. And by the time you're done, you forget that Tom defrauded victims because now you're like, okay, what happened?
I know. Yes. What did he say? You're right. She's a constant talker. And when you have to explain yourself that much, you know it's a lie. Keep it simple. And she wouldn't, people wouldn't think so bad of her. Plus all her, the way she shows herself, the way, people are hurting here. They're not getting the money that's due to them. And she's out there going, oh, look at me. Oh, my God. People are tired of her. So the idea of her coming back next season makes me sad.
Well, and also you're not really, the much as she says, I put myself out there and Lisa didn't show up. It's like, excuse me, we're talking about a return of a dog in that stupid season versus a federal crime. And you're on, and you haven't answered the questions because just like Shane is saying again, she said, let's not talk about the show. You're not the host. And he let her get away with it. I would say, no, we are talking about the snow. Where was it? You did say that it flipped. Don't you see how your story constantly changing is the reason that people are doubting you?
Oh, and I thought we could talk about her son on the show.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Don't you talk about my son. It's like.
All of a sudden, she's talking about him, saying he's the only one. Even his own sons wouldn't come and help. He's the only one that would come and help. Oh, really?
Chell, my husband, chimes in. He said, it's like Aaron Rodgers today. When you have a main issue, you talk about the other issues to draw away from the main issue. Allegedly, Aaron Rodgers, I think, Chell was trying to explain it to me. It was some football thing, Mims. I don't know if you know about this, but he's the quarterback of the Packers. And I think something with he made people maybe believe he was vaccinated, but he wasn't, or something's going on there, right? Am I right, Nana?
No, that's exactly it.
Yeah, they had interview
with words to allude to the fact that he was vaccinated. The real issue is not that he did that. The issue is that they allowed him to get away with it, right? How hard is it to show your card if you're really vaccinated?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
You have to do that in Palm Springs to get in and eat in a restaurant. You have to show your vaccination card here in California.
That surprised me when you told me that.
Why don't you just have Aaron Rodgers, like Mims is saying, just show me your damn vaccination card? But there was a lady at the nail salon I go to up the street that was saying you can get fake vaccination cards. Her daughter and her friends got them for college. And I thought, you asswipes. Like,
it's like a felony, though. So go ahead and do it and get caught with it.
Go ahead. You'll just be like that insurrection lady who was like, I'm not going to get arrested. I am a white and a woman. I have blonde hair. And then I'm not going to do jail time. And then she got 6 months in jail or something, or 60 days.
60 days.
Yeah, in prison. And so she's been all over the news, but it's just like, okay. Yes. And exactly, Kathy, LVP did not need the money. Eric did. And her answers were lies. Also, who cares if LVP sold stories to they
not
all
me
sell
not
stories
me.
Compared to this? Who cares?
She knows
This
how to
isn't the
make
same
a dollar, and she works hard.
thing.
Let's
I
not
like- I-
defend LVP people.
I actually don't mind if listen, LVP set people up constantly on the show. It's
I
similar
have some
to
hot tea. I know you do
What's the-
cold tea, but
Okay.
I have hot tea.
Okay,
what's the
I'll
hot
take some
tea,
hot tea.
Mims?
I'll take some
Yeah.
hot tea.
Okay. LVP is like on the city council for West Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
She not only voted no to increase the minimum wage, she did a whole Zoom call and said that she did not feel that this was the time to increase people's minimum wages.
People can't live on even what they're projecting they should be paid, let
So this
alone minimum wage.
LVP
Oh,
in her private jet, saving the animals, doesn't care about the people that work in her company.
You know what? Never meet your heroes,
Oh.
people. No, I'm just kidding. No, I had a feeling when I heard the rumors about LVP possibly stealing that location from Nene. Remember that stuff? So
I
you
think
knew she was
Tom is there, right?
playing dirty. I think that was the location of Pump. I think is what Nene wanted, and LVP allegedly was like, "Oh no, whatever," and then she went and swooped it up. So yeah, you can't trust any of these people. That's horrible.
Oh, Mims, I
She
hate
lost,
to hear
though.
that. Oh my God, did she
lost.
lose? Good.
So now West Hollywood has the highest minimum wage in the country. It's
Do
like
you know what-
$17 an hour.
My
And
old
he-
neighborhood.
And
Well,
even
then
that,
you know how expensive it is to live there.
everything is so expensive there. Oh my God.
But a drink in West Hollywood is more expensive than $17 for real. So, I mean, it's crazy.
I know. I mean, $17. Like she can't afford to pay minimum wage. Stop it. Stop it.
Then don't open up more restaurants then if you can't afford to pay your workers, you know?
I know. Well, you can see what's happening to Vanderpump Rules. I mean,
Are you guys, I actually got caught up on that stupid show.
did you?
Have you guys been watching it all? VPR?
Just like clips.
Lala needs to go away. I want Lala to never touch my TV again. I can't watch this woman. She's the queen. She is the Erica Jane of Vanderpump Rules. She deflects, she projects, and now we see Rand, who's this great guy, according to her, is out in these streets cheating on her, and she's calling out Sheena. So Sheena is with this Brock guy, who's an Australian, right? They were doing vlogs. They seem like a cute couple to me. I didn't pay too much attention. Allegedly now, it's been shared on the show because he's on it. He's got 2 kids in Australia that he had with a woman he married very young. They started dating at 16. They had their first kid, I think, at 18 or 19. So he and her had some issues. There was a domestic violence thing where he slapped her during a fight, which he's admitted to. It's like 10 years now. Then he had he wanted to go to America. Obviously, that probably was a point of contention when you got 2 kids, but he said he wanted to get some new opportunities. Tons of red flags. We know Sheena loves a guy with red flags.
Yes.
So he
And married.
and married, yeah. So
Married.
he but she didn't know him through any of this. So then the family slapped him with she and the family, the ex and the family slapped him with a restraining order, okay? Because he fully admits to this slapping situation where he slapped her, so he hit her. And he went to America, and now it's been like 10 years, but he hasn't seen his kids in 4 years. So I was on the show with Lala and Rand, and they're talking. They have their babies meet because Sheena's baby Summer and Lala's baby Ocean, they meet and they're hanging out, and they're asking, well, do you FaceTime with your kids? And he says, no. And they go, when's the last time you saw your kids? And he says, 4 years. And Lala and Rand are like, and you could tell Lala's going to take this information and she's going to run with it, you know? And so apparently his ex-wife says, until you're caught up on child support. So he's also behind on child support. So already not great, horrible, you know? And Sheena has a baby with him. It's like, oh, Sheena. But Lala then brings it up again on camera and is like, I want to know answers. First of all, it's not Lala's business. And I think people in glass houses, I don't think she says she's doing it because she cares about Sheena. She gives 2 shits about Sheena. She wants to be friends with Stassi and Katie and the cool girls. And that's the disappointment of Lala Kent. She started as a popular figure, much like Erica, but then she fell into just wanting to be with the mean girls and didn't have an opinion of her own and is just a follower. But she thinks she's Tupac from Utah.
Man's lap.
Exactly. She's the one that cheats with married men, but no one can talk about it, but everyone can talk. Like Sheena has her issues, but the thing with Sheena, at least she is somewhat, I just think she's a better person than Lala. I just do. And I think she's puts herself out there. She's a little more vulnerable with things. She's a less judgmental, and she chooses to be a better person when she has the chance, like when she's asked about these things, and could throw Lala under the bus. But Lala pretends like, I care about you. You don't care about her. So Lala then asks him, Brock, the Australian, hey, what's the deal? Why haven't you seen your kids? There's got to be a reason. So he tells her off camera there was a domestic violence thing, and da. Lala brings this up in front of Lisa and on camera because he's new to the game of reality TV and doesn't realize everything you say can be used and held against you in the court of reality TV and on camera.
Amen.
So she's basically out there. This is a conversation you have with your friend off camera. You're worried about her.
Oh my God, yes.
And then when anyone calls Lala out, so Tom Sandoval, who's being kind of a butthole this season too, but when isn't he a butthole? He was like, but Lala, Sheena never said anything about you when you came into this with Rand. She's like, don't talk about my man. My man is a good man. So good that he left his other 2 kids and his wife and cheated on her, and now he's cheating on you. And so Lala's given her confessions going, these women who think, it's like, but you're that woman. You're that woman who thinks it's not going to happen to you, and it did happen to you. I just can't stand Lala. She's fake. She's antagonistic. She's like a dry drunk. She's sober, but she's so angry and she's so mad at everyone, and she projects, and she does no real work on herself. And when her dad died, she was going to punish everybody for it. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can't stand Lala. It made me feel for Sheena and even Brock that this guy shared this information that clearly is like really bad for him. It looks really bad. You slapped your ex and you haven't seen your kids in 4 years. But she's weaponizing that and then refuses, like Erica Jane. No, he shouldn't. He's an idiot for sure. But the fact that Lala and Erica Jane are very similar in that they weaponize this information, but no one can ask him anything about them. They're so entitled.
They weaponize their vaginas.
Yeah.
Sharp.
Yeah. Lala's just nasty. If you look at just how angry she is, and she's just projecting this on people, and she wants to be the next Stassi, and she thought she would be a New York Times bestseller. I'm like, girl, you have to be liked.
No, you have to be
liked. You don't have fans.
Well, sort of liked, yeah. That's a shame. That's a shame that you feel so bad about Lala, because we were going to name you Lala. But
oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm seeing what you guys are saying. Every single person on the cast, yes, is problematic. And they all have histories with cheating, drugs, domestic violence. People have alleged Tom Schwartz is on God knows what, so it's crazy.
He's got the goatee thing going or whatever this year.
Which one? Schwartz or Sandoval?
Sandoval.
I can't tell the difference.
The dark-haired guy.
Oh, that's Sandoval, yeah.
Yeah.
They wanted to call their new restaurant Schwartz and Sandy's, and everyone's like, it sounds like a deli.
It does. It does. Are you kidding? No.
Chelsea says, if you can gain something in a vote, you should recuse yourself from a vote if you are on a city council. However, we've seen that happen
many times in the state and in the legislature.
And on school boards and different things. People do it all the time when they have vested interest. They should not be.
The president?
No, they should.
The president, yeah. That's true.
Which one?
Tina said, someone pointed out on IG today, Brock has 3 fingers instead of 4 on his right hand. It must be a birth defect. Yeah, he's missing like a pinky. I saw it on Watch What Happens Live.
Oh, okay.
People were really, yes. Oh my God, Glenn. Thank you.
Oh.
Randall gives me Harvey Weinstein vibes too. First of all, Randall, here's a little note. You would never get the vagina you're getting if you didn't have this producer credit and this money you might allegedly be going bankrupt from. So you should just appreciate one vagina. But the fact that he's going out there and just going after like young actress types, he's gross. You have 3 daughters now, sir. Pick a lane.
I know. Pick a
place for your wiener, because your daughters have to exist in this world where you just flop your nasty wiener everywhere. I can't stand these people.
What about the mom though? Like Lala's, I fell in love when Lala explained to me that anybody with breasts should be able to get rides on a PJ. I didn't know what a PJ was. So you have Randall, no neck, as a dad, and Lala, who's
Lauren
a
from Utah.
mistress who's using her breast to. Didn't they say she was allegedly? Didn't they say she was like a good time girl in Dubai, like her first season?
Yeah, they did say that. They said she got
Oh.
flown around for So poor Heather Gray's like, I'm not a good time girl. And Lala's like, I am allegedly. I am. But it just makes me so mad. These people are so gross. And sometimes I've seen Lala and Randall at the Target in La Quinta.
Oh, have you?
And I'm just like, they have a house
Oh.
out here. And I'm like, don't like you. I just don't like these kind of people. They're everything that's wrong with LA.
They belong in
Everything that's
Walmart.
wrong with LA. They
Yeah,
belong
there
in
you go. There
They
you go.
do.
Union
And
busters, bastards.
Brock
Anyway.
said, or Natalie saying Brock said an alligator bit his hand. Brock.
He's from Australia. It could happen.
Was the Outback? Is he from where? It just seems like a stretch.
Is that because he's missing his pinky? Are we talking about the same guy?
Yeah, he's missing a couple fingers. I think.
Oh, okay. Sandy Schwartz
Yeah,
made
that's
it
what
a
they wanted
beach
to-
theme. Oh, Sandy Schwartz instead of, I don't know. I just, yeah.
No. Yeah.
Jill, what
Lala
you
is
like?
a piece of work. Yeah.
I think that was Sandy Schwartz sounds better than what they wanted to call it. But anyway, I lost interest. I saw it the very first episode. I tried to get into the second episode of this new season, and they lost me. They lost their characters that gave them, I'm not saying they were right by what they did and what they said or anything like that, but they lost those main characters.
Yeah, the show just outgrew itself. It just
Yeah.
there's no room for this when nobody works at the restaurant the show is about anymore. It has to become something else. Just create like a Tom or something.
Yeah.
And with all new staff. The only shining light of this season, I would say, is Charlie, the newest waitress on Vanderpump Rules. She
Okay.
definitely didn't get a good edit her first round in that not like she just didn't get a quality edit where we got to know her. All we knew is like, I think pasta makes you fat, but she's the only one who truly will challenge Lala because she's like, Lauren from Utah, I'm from Barstow, I know actual gangster, so sorry, Lala, you're not talking to me like that, because Lala will go, this bitch and that bitch. Lala thinks she's something, and I don't know who told her she was this gangster. Miss, you're in your 30s and you're a mother now. I don't know who told you
I know.
you're this, like, what is she talking about? I don't even know what she's talking about. She just frustrates the shit out of me. So I like Charlie because Charlie will call her out on her shit and be like,
No,
you can't talk to me
Charlie
like that.
Was a waitress in Vegas, right? That's how they got to know Charlie. Was that it?
I think that was a different one. See, they brought some new players in, then they took them away, and then she
Oh,
got
okay.
in a
I thought that
fight.
was.
It's just confusing. That's why I was
Okay.
like, I'm not investing in covering Vanderpump, but I'll give you guys updates as I get more and more mad at Lala's horrendous behavior and Randall's entitlement. Like, sir, you're entitled to zero. If you've seen, like, his ex-wife is gorgeous, the mother of his two daughters, and she was in seasons 1 and 2, and she's talented, and I'm just like, ugh, we need to quit giving undeserved vagina to these disgusting Harvey Weinstein like men. Like, I know Harvey Weinstein, no one gave him vagina, he just took it, but I'm just saying, like, these Randalls, no. And
Yeah,
now allegedly
bye.
he might be going bankrupt, or there's like, he's having financial issues, as they're talking about Brock not paying his child support, and she's saying he's an upstanding man when he just got caught now, as that episode's airing, with 2 women outside a hotel. So
Not just 1, but 2. All right.
it's gross. Just
May-
gross. It's
Dee
never worth
Marie,
it.
maybe
50 Cent told her. Yeah, maybe he's breaking it up. So
Well, overall, they, like I said, they could have done it in 2 parts, possibly 3. But don't do these 4-parters. They're just a waste of our time.
isn't Potomac a 4-parter?
Yes.
Why is Nicki Minaj there?
Because she clearly doesn't have any legal problems that she needs to be tending to. She has all the
she has
time in the
enough
world.
issues. Like, why? What is she gonna bring to it?
I don't know. I heard she gives Candace a hard time, but like, if Candace is who I think she is, hopefully she gives Nikki a hard time, because the first time you would talk about me, I would be like, let's talk about Kenneth Petty and his victims.
Ugh. I mean, it's bad. It's the Nicki Minaj situation is her husband.
And her.
Mm.
And her. She's part of it.
How is she getting a pass on this? I mean, I haven't been paying a lot of attention to it, Mims, but I know Nana probably doesn't know a lot about. Do you know who Nicki Minaj is, Nana?
Is she a singer?
She's like a rapper, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one with
You know
the
who she
big
is?
butt. Like really
She has
big butt.
enhanced butt. I
She
saw her
made the
doctor
Anaconda
once.
You
song.
talking to me? No, okay.
Nana. It's like your butt, Nana, but it's not real, allegedly. It's like a Kim K butt.
I wish I had a Kim K butt. I like that. That's
You
kind
can
of a
get
nice little
one.
show.
You
I
just
don't
get
know.
shit shoved in there.
Honey, I still got Halloween candy. I'm getting a big butt all over. So on a scale to 1 to 10, kids, what would you give this 4-part reunion? What would you give it if it was a grade? 10 being the best, 1 being the worst.
7.
I give it a good 6 or 7 too.
Mm-hmm.
Only because Erica finally earned her paycheck. That's it. Her first, 3-4 seasons, she just was able to promote the one single
singing?
that she put out every year.
Yes. Yes. It was crap. I mean, her husband, Tom, the poor sucker, and not really poor sucker, but he's, he bought her that. He bought her Broadway. So if you can buy Broadway, you can pay off your victims, the victims that need the money. So
remember, the $2 million that she spent every year is normal for women in Beverly Hills.
So she said
You
she was
did hear
under credit.
that, right?
Yeah, 12
I heard
million
that.
over years. And you're like,
I know. And the rest of us are looking at our mascara going, there's still some good in here. I don't need to buy a new one. So that's real life, let alone this stuff. I mean, and her glam squad, don't pay them because they're not doing a very good job.
well, it looks like
I know they're down to 2.
deliberately having them do that, much like she deliberately didn't wear waterproof mascara, even though she wears it all the time.
All
See,
the time.
people will out you if you say something that you do and all of a sudden you don't do it and it benefits you to not do that, even though you said you always do that. They'll call you out.
And Shay, we have a super sticker from Shay.
Chell gave the episode a 0. A lot of you guys are saying 5, 6, 3, 4. I mean, it's all over the board.
Yeah. You guys didn't ask me what I thought, but that's okay. I'll get over
Well,
it.
we thought you would say it, Nana. What do you think?
Thanks for asking. Thank you, Shay. I'll give it a 5. Too damn long. I'm sick of Erica. Too damn long. Right. And Crystal, find something else. Go back home and live with the Lion King because you don't have a storyline, honey.
Well, she needs to stick up for herself, Mims, don't you think? She can't sit there and just be quiet because someone shuts her down. You're a housewife now.
Which one?
Crystal.
Because they all did it.
Yeah.
I like that Crystal kind of spoke up towards the end, but I get from Crystal the same thing I get from Garcelle. There is a desire to be accepted there, and they need to understand why you want to be accepted by these women. You're already friends with Kathy Hilton. Your husband clearly has real money.
That's right. True story.
Every week is she does, I think they said she does 3 to 4 parties at her home weekly. Like, that's your whole job. Why do you need to be accepted by Erica, whose money?
She should be wanting to be your friend. Like, she should be coming at you.
Right.
But again, that's these like self-esteem issues of some of the housewives, I think.
Garcelle is just as bad. Like, I tore into her. I tore into Garcelle. Why would you need to sit there and cry to these women about being accepted? You're Garcelle. You were on the Jamie Foxx show. You have multiple jobs now. Your bank accounts are real. What has happened to you that you need to be accepted by a group of women that don't like you? That's why I think that they should cast her as the new reunion host and put in like a Vivica Fox. Somebody
Vivica would not let that shit slide. Yeah, she would not. I think Garcelle is in an interesting position in that she. Yeah, I don't I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying about Garcelle. And I do wish, but it's hard for me because she's a lone wolf in this. The only friend she has is Sutton. And so
Kathy
she's
likes her.
trying to make it work. And I feel as though they pulled those tears out of her because that made them feel good. Like they had to pull that out. They like gaslit her into it was just a weird that scene really bothered me when they were like, you know, Rinna, take how you say own it and take accountability. You took no accountability. And I feel like they're not letting Garcelle have genuine feelings about things. They want to create some narratives so they can all hug her and go, oh, yes, yes. They don't really want to listen to her. They want her in tears, if that makes any sense. There's just something really icky about that.
She was a bully.
Yeah,
it didn't seem like Garcelle to cry.
They treated her differently. They treated her differently in this group. They 100% treated her differently. Yeah.
I think they broke her down to her truth. In that moment, or in those moments, Garcelle doesn't really feel like she fits in or belongs. And nobody has confirmed for her that you don't have to fit in with this group of women. These are just your coworkers. But I think in Garcelle's real life, she tries to fit in with women like that. And I think that was a real moment. I think it was disgusting that she had to do it for them to rally around her and pat her on the back. I expected more. I expected her to defend Sutton. I expected Sutton to be sitting next to Andy.
Did you?
Sutton had more of a storyline. Like
these
women just were like fish out of water around Erica. Nobody believes this woman.
No,
they definitely.
It should have been Sutton next to her and next to him and Erica next to him, and
then Kyle farther down on the couch.
Kyle didn't even have to show up. What did
Kyle
she do?
Should be a friend of the show.
She should be a friend of the show. I've been saying that for years. She needs to take a back seat and be a friend of the show until she earns her spot, because she has not earned her spot. You can't just go and be a walking meme to be on the show. Your sister outshined you being a friend of the show.
True story.
Maybe if it wasn't so detrimental to, I think, Kim's sobriety, in my opinion, I'd say bring Kim back. Kyle be a friend of the show. Kim and Kathy, see what happens. You know,
but
add Kim to Sutton and Garcelle's group.
Yeah,
that would be a hard group to reckon with. I love that idea. I think that if we just had Mauricio on, so we could see him just walking around high, that's kind of funny to me.
This is exactly how I felt. You guys, what Jennifer Love Spewitt is saying, they want to gaslight Garcelle and act like her savior. They have like this white savior complex, I feel like, and they're like, okay, that's why, like Dorit's like, oh, and Rinna, it's like, no, you guys are doing shit. You're not being the same with her, and you're being fucking weird. Like, you're weird. I did not like that scene at all. Like, Rinna, you're the most disingenuous. You're the worst friend. You're the worst friend. Like, Garcelle has every right to call you out. Yes. And how you acted to Denise. And Garcelle had a perfect point of, if you did that to her, when are you going to do it to me? And clearly
it's not about Denise. It's not about Denise. It's about her daughter. She never forgave Garcelle for that question about her daughter's eating disorder.
Same thing Nana said. Do you think you dancing around acting that way has had a negative impact on your daughter and her body image and stuff? And her saying that, you're right, Rinna, she's going to keep that shit. And
I know she can say, put out that phony branch or of friendship, but that's garbage, because she doesn't want to be your friend. She wants to be above you constantly. Rinna is not a true friend, and I hate that outfit she had on. Hate it.
I know you saw this, right? That was a book out of Erica's playbook. Garcelle alluded to the fact that there are text messages of Lisa Rinna saying that they should not have brought race to the show.
Yep.
Lisa Rinna steered the conversation in a whole nother direction, and we just kind of forgot. No, we didn't forget. And I'm an equal opportunity asshole. Sorry.
No, honey, I'm a mom. I've heard everything. Don't worry.
You guys might not be able to say it, but I'll say it. Garcelle has definitely gotten a pass on this show. she has not really had to expose anything about her real life. And in fact, she sits there and she interviews the other girls.
I think she exposed her marriage, the
It was
cheating,
10
all
years
of that.
ago, and it was already in the tabloids.
Oh, okay, I didn't know it was already in the tabloids, but trying to
I
think
mean,
of
she
other
can't-
things. Well, she does have that fake dating storyline that they pull out when you don't have anything. So there you go.
Like she needs a dating app. Stop it. Look at her.
She gets
gorgeous.
a pass. I mean, it's okay to say, but
right?
They put her in. The reason that she doesn't get along with Rinna is because they're both producing the show from within the show.
Mm-hmm. They're both being Giselles. Yeah.
With better fashion.
Much better fashion. You
Much
can't get worse.
better.
If you see Giselle, have you seen her fashion before, Nana, from Potomac?
I have.
Okay.
Were you impressed?
You answered that really quickly, Nana.
Was I impressed? Not at all. It's kind of like, Kyle's. Come on, you guys. You don't smash your boobs down like that and have this big thing in front of him. Did you think that was an attractive dress, what Kyle had on?
I thought it was prom dresses. I thought it was like 1993 prom dresses.
She turned it around, and that being in the back would have been more classic look.
The Potomac ladies and what they were wearing is so much better. I think here's what I'll say about Garcelle. I do think Garcelle has more to lose, and she is in this they want Garcelle. And so I think you said they're giving her a pass for that reason, is that they want her apart. They've been criticized for so long for lack of diversity. And the fact that you're in Beverly Hills, and if you look at Garcelle's friend group and who they could pull from, who aren't just like white women in Beverly Hills, there's a lot to pull from, and they have yet to do that. So now they're trying to make Garcelle work, trying to make Crystal work, things like that. But I think for Garcelle, she has a lot to lose because she's got a real career. A lot of these women, this is all they got. Rinna's going to fall back on what? Garcelle is a legitimate host. She's a legitimate actress. A lot of these women can't say that. Kyle's getting brought back for Halloween, which I love the Halloween franchise, but how many years later? And I haven't seen the new one yet. And, Erica is... we learned she doesn't even, her singing career is all paid for, not real. Rinna, what's she going to sell, more diapers or more dusters? And then you have Dorit, she's a, pretend designer. Sutton, she's a housewife. She's rich. She married and she gets a lot of alimony. She has the money. Kathy Hilton, but Garcelle, I'm sure she wants to keep her position, and she's more cognizant maybe of her, how she comes off, because she does work in this business and she does interview celebrities and stuff for the rest of them. They don't have to. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I can see what you're saying.
We want to love Garcelle because she really did. A lot rested on her, right? You're the first Black woman. The expectation is that your fashion is going to be great. These women are defrauding people, and Garcelle is actually spending her own money. So yeah, and she's likable. She's lovable. She's like 54 years old, and she looks like she's like 35, 40. She's beautiful. Yes. I just think that in reality, she's gotten a pass. And I think that sometimes she has the ability to go further, and she pulls back. And that's not what I want to see in a reality star. If you had those text messages, you need to print out just just like
Kathy Hilton, longhand.
No, Nana, you need to, on the Potomac, Wendy Osefo, she printed out the text message exchange and she put it on like a big poster board. So it's like that, but bigger.
That would be me.
That's what she did for receipts. It was awesome. Graphics designer, thank you for the super chats. And thanks for another fun Friday night. Still new to Joleen and Nana recaps. And this is one fun chat to be in. Don't forget to fall back this weekend. That's the thing. Our chats are always so fun. You guys make it fun. Like me and Nana have no control over that, but you guys are always so freaking fun in the chat.
I think this is the most people we've ever had. I saw as much as 237.
Nana always compares.
So Mims, thank you.
Our views with, how me and Busy on Sip and Key will get a lot of people, and she'll go, how come we don't get numbers like you and Busy? I go, it'll come, Nana. We're talking about things like hot topics, and so
I'm giving them stale tea. So okay, I get it.
I love it. Natalia says, Mims, what do you think about this? She had her son who was on drugs there and talked about how that affected the family. And that's pretty invasive, sharing that kind of story. In her story.
That's his story.
Garcelle.
That's his story to tell. Similar to Rinna telling her daughter's stories to tell. It's not.
However, he's a full adult and got to be on the show where her daughters were on as teenagers. Do you know what I mean? So, but I get what you're saying.
Oh, I mean, I definitely think that she didn't necessarily exploit her family the way Rinna did, but it's like we need to get in there. Everybody has their turn, and we need to like really like get in there with these women. Erica's turn was this year. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the husbands next year. Let's I want to know about Harry
let's talk
Hamlin.
about Harry. I want to know what Kim Richards tell us. Let's talk about the husband. Don't you talk about my husband. Oh my God. Did she just say talk about the husband? She talked about the husbands.
I think that everybody deserves their turn, and on the other franchises, like they can't get away with what these women get away with. So
that's one thing that Erica Jane, I don't think she used it in the right context when she was talking about herself. But when she said, if this was Atlanta, if this was Potomac, if this was New York, only in Beverly Hills are everyone so precious. And I do think sometimes they're like pearl clutching, you know, about the Beverly Hills housewives. And you're like, just expose it. But Erica Jane did not use it correctly because she's not.
She threw in New York because she knew she was about to get destroyed by Black Twitter.
You think she was only going to bring up the Black franchises? I see what you're saying. Okay. See, I thought she was going like East Coast, how East Coast is just known for being more just better. And also they put it out there and they're more able to, you know, not be, because OC's the same way. They're like, well, actually, no. Orange County, Tamara and Vicky have screamed at each other and really brought it. But I do feel like Beverly Hills holds back. Because what was she saying? What was she referencing in that moment? I felt like it was a bad reference.
Lisa Vanderpump got slapped. They've thrown wine in each other's faces.
No, they hold back in the sense that they're like, oh, how dare you that way? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're so much above that. It's like, but you're not. You're on a reality show. Like, they pretend. She's like so precious. I felt like she meant they're pretending. But maybe I took it the wrong way. But I see what you're saying now, Mims. And if that's the case, then
she threw New York in.
I could see her do that. I could totally. She should have mentioned Jersey. Jersey is the most volatile franchise of all the franchises. Jersey has had the most fights. So Teresa allegedly tried to stab Danielle. We didn't even see it. I mean, that franchise
pushing
is
Andy.
Like, holy shit, pushing Andy. They're the most violent. They're just Teresa Giudice is she's probably the most aggressive. Dolores will fight someone. Like Danielle that's the aggressive. Oh my gosh. And they never bring up Jersey. Is it just that what's going on? No one's watching it?
I think she just picked a white franchise to save her ass in that moment.
God, that makes sense though. Miss M, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, but Garcelle doesn't want to sound like the angry Black woman. I think that's the case too.
She said that right out. You know, she goes, I didn't want to come across like that. Well, that's true.
You just have to be yourself.
But you also know already her being a little bit of herself, Dorit called her a bully.
And she should have slapped the accent out of that fake woman's mouth.
There you go. And who listens to Dorit?
But then I feel like Garcelle's in a place where she can't win because she does that. And then it's like, see what I told you? Then that's what Dorit would say. See, I knew she was a bully. You know, she can't win. They've already placed her. She's been as calm as can be. She's been the least amount of bully you can be, and they're still calling her a freaking bully. She can't win with these women because these are the women who say, I don't think color's a thing. I love people of color. They work for me. My children are around so many people we pay to clean our house. Like, that's the mentality she's dealing with, and she knows it's an uphill battle. That's how I see it. But again, this is through white lady eyes, so I don't know if that's.
Did you see this? I'm sorry.
What is
that?
It's Portia's
I can't read
book.
it.
Will you hold it up?
Shut up. Did it just come out?
Pursuit of Portia? No.
Book?
Is this new?
Yeah, Portia has a book.
And
I didn't know that.
This is Kyle's Portia?
No, Portia from Atlanta, Nana.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't. I'm like
baby Portia.
I'm like Kathy Hilton. Oh, I thought you were Kyle. Okay, sorry.
Oh my God, you are Kathy Hilton. I'm scared, Nana.
It's a color.
Don't be scared. Shut up. Is it? What is that eye doing?
What is that? I
It's
don't
a
understand what's
coloring
happening.
book.
It is?
For what?
Yeah. It's
For
about
Pursuit
her
of
life.
Portia.
Oh,
The
my.
Portia.
But why is there coloring in it?
Uh,
Mims, tell me what you really think. What is that?
it's
Is it?
The Pursuit of Portia, a thoughtful look at life. Boom, I got your.
Oh no, you froze up. What'd you say? Oh. Okay. Did you just make that up?
Is this a real book, honey? What does it say? Boom, I got your man.
So the Nana thing. Nana, have you ever heard that? Boom, I got your boyfriend. I got your man. Did you ever hear that song, Nana? Boom, I got your boyfriend. I got your man.
No, did the Temps do it? Because
Nope,
I
they
only
didn't.
listened to,
They
okay, then no. Then no.
Oh my gosh. I think we'll end on that.
Kyle's
Kyle's
Portia.
and the shade from Mims that I think just went over me and Nana.
Her second book is gonna feature trains.
Is that Nana? She thought the Underground Railroad was a real railroad. She goes, but how did they get the train?
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Oh my
Or
God.
Or not?
These people are making nothing but money and they're so undereducated. Stop it.
Her grandfather is like a civil rights like legend, and she said this
He
one of her early
marched with Martin
seasons,
Luther King.
and people will never let her live it down because she was
And
like,
they
"Okay, but
shouldn't. And
how
they
do
shouldn't.
they get in the? Where's the train go though?" And we're like,
And she says, "Oh, was there a conductor?"
so she went to Chinatown and thought she was. Mims, oh my God, oh my gosh, we gotta have you back. You're too much fun.
I love it. That's like me looking up in Chicago going, is that the subway? Yeah. Okay. So close. So close.
Almost.
I love
What are
that
they-
Nana plays to the camera. You know that's why I've been doing it, right?
I always lean in. Okay.
Yeah. She leans in and
Because
she's like,
why? I lean. My name. Thank you.
yeah, thanks. We got
That
it.
was
All right.
nice. It was great having you on. We got some big
I
numbers.
appreciate
because
you
you're
having
on.
me on. You guys are like famous.
Oh yes, everyone,
Infamous.
do me a favor and go subscribe to Make It Make Sense mods if you
I'm
don't
going
mind.
to.
Put his like, do you have just like your channel / Make It Make Sense, or do you have to?
They already got it up there.
But sometimes, like with mine, you can go youtube.com.
Oh, I see.
But I don't know if like, let me try yours.
Oh, I don't think so. You know, you can't even find me in the search engine. Whenever I tell people where to find me at, I have to say like Make It Make Sense Free for All, which is like my like, I don't know, my highest rated video. There's not even like an icon for me. I'm not famous like Nana.
If you
Well,
go
honey.
to youtube.com /user / Make It Make Sense, it's someone with 1 subscriber. So you need to get that as yours. What's your exact channel name?
Make It Make Sense.
Huh. Let me search you. Let me search you, sir.
It doesn't come up. The most you'll get is like the Make It Make Sense Free for All, like which is one of my videos.
Okay, so search Make It Make Sense Free for All. Oh, I see. Yeah.
And how does it come up? How does it come up?
So here's
Just a video.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll show you Mim's channel so that you can and you find it, because you go live with Andrew Gabor, you go live with Busy, you go live with Shannon Van.
I
So
do a
here
lot of
you
panels.
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
you do.
you guys should be very proud of me. After I got I had a little health issue, I stopped drinking. Now, not permanently, I don't think, but like if Joleen can tell you, I used to always have a drink to get on live, and now it's like water.
But he was so respectful when he joined me in Busy. He was like, well, I didn't think I could drink because you were sober.
Oh,
And I said,
no,
I
no.
do appreciate that, because I actually do prefer when people go live to me that they're not with me, that they're not intoxicated. I can't always control that, but because you can't control drunk people, and I hate that, like it's like out of control.
Yes. And
I've had my moment.
Mims, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Oh,
No
you got
matter
the Nana
if you
approval.
stay, stay this way, or if you have a couple cocktails and stuff, I'm proud of you no matter what you're doing.
Or if you go back to being a lush. Just kidding. Eric Spare, thank you. Nana, I got my scarf
Oh,
today.
good, Eric. Thank you. I'm so glad. I hope you like it. I love that. It's darling. It's
like
I can't
Chell
wait to
says,
wear mine.
Mims, you can change your URL so it matches your channel name, because mine is like /Joleen Lunzer, but
Oh.
yours make sense. There's already someone like that, so maybe you could do a Mims /Mims. You can do because that's what I did, and that's what Busy Blue has too. If you go youtube.com/busyblue, then it go to his channel. But if I do yours, it's someone with 1 subscriber. You should be like, give me your name. You have 1 subscriber.
I'll definitely hit you up, and maybe you guys can kind of walk me through that, because I don't even set my thermostat.
Okay. Well, hopefully, let's see if your subscriber count went up. We're at 684, 685. Woo!
Oh, I think it did go up. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so let's keep it going up. Get them to 1,000, because at 1,000 you can monetize and a whole bunch of fun stuff happens. So yes. Oh, look at Chell's giving you directions. Sign into YouTube Studio. From the left menu, select customization. Under channel URL, select set a custom URL for your channel.
That Chell,
husband.
he's quite the teacher. I mean, he really he has a nice way about him. Yes, that he knows.
Oh, one other thing. Earlier in the chat, somebody was like, they didn't think that I would use coupons. I'm like the coupon king.
Love it.
Well, because you gave me straws from Neiman Marcus, and Chell actually put water. So I have frozen ice cubes in that fancy ice cube thing you gave me. I haven't used them yet.
I got to see him when I was out there. I love these.
Mm-hmm.
I said, these are beautiful.
I'm a coupon king though, Nana. Like, everybody in my family hits me up to ask me about discounts like all the time. So that's so funny to me. No, I mean, maybe I do have a Kathy Hilton straw, but I literally am a coupon king. And my sisters went to some extreme couponing classes. So we have
serious? They have those?
Yes.
I love it. Oh, hell yeah. I love Kohl's. I mean, I really do. I love, and I like
come back to Kohl's.
It always does. It always does.
Kohl's.
I like they send me stuff for my birthday, 30% off. I mean, I'm sorry. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Again, Nana, what day is your birthday? Yeah, Kat. Thank you for asking. November 20th, 1954.
And what day does that fall on? Because we're gonna have a special.
I don't know
stream
this year.
Let me.
I hope I'm around, because I really want to go to the casino. But anyway,
no, Nana, you have to be on a live with us. We'll have all your favorites join. Let's see.
November 20th. I don't know what day that falls.
It's on a
Saturday. It's
on a Tuesday.
Saturday.
November 30th.
20th.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Saturday, so Friday the 19th we'll have Nana's birthday extravaganza.
Looking forward to it. I think 67 should be a good year for me. Usually I do better on the even years, but this will be good.
Okay.
Diane Lee Melander, thank you so much for a super chat. Glad I am back. This has been fantastic. I know. I love Mims being here. This is awesome.
I know. Mims, you're up to 687 subscribers. We're doing a live count to get Mims to 1,000.
I love it. I love it.
So go find him. Subscribe to him. Mims, invite me on your channel.
Definitely. I think Busy is going to be coming on with me Sunday.
Oh my God,
my
you guys
channel
always
is like
partying
really
without
crazy,
me.
Nana. Like it's the Seinfeld of YouTube.
I like it. A lot about nothing. I love that. That's what we call this.
And Ratchet.
It's Ratchet, Nana. Nana, I feel like you can be Ratchet.
Can you twerk?
Yo, she can shake her butt.
I could, honey, but I got 2 new hips and I hate to throw them out.
She flashes me sometimes that Nana's Ratchet. Nana is a thought. Nana is in Thoughtlandia.
Boobs are boobs. Everybody's got them. Some of them look better than others, but boobs are boobs. So when she wanted me to be exercising with her, I'd flash her in the living room and she'd go, okay, you don't have to do this anymore. Thank you, God. Okay.
Well, Nana, somebody told me to get monetized, I would have to show my breasts. So that's what I've been doing.
Sometimes you just got to put it out there.
You know what? Mims, you're up to 689. I think you could get to 700 tonight.
Oh, I'm like I need to start promoting myself. Like I just
Yeah.
don't do it.
I always tell him you got to get better about that when you join people's channels. Be like, subscribe to my channel.
Absolutely.
Because
I
you're
mean,
providing content on people's channels.
Absolutely.
They should promote you. Heck yeah. Yay, JJ Hampton just joined. Woo, woo, woo. Yep.
Oh, I
and
know
people think
JJ.
you're cute. And people think you have
Mims
a nice
is cute. Nice smile. Hello, Tamara.
Nana thinks so. Nana
I
wants
think so. I do.
Mhm. Nana's got it. She look at Nana's like, I can finally read the comments. This bitch.
I know.
Joleen
I'm
is-
like this. I get to read the comments.
You guys should see when we're offline. Nana immediately, Nana's like, that was a good show, and then she's reading all the comments. And she stays
do.
after and reads them. It's
I
so
do. It's just
Well,
kind of
that's
like
because hers are
homework.
positive.
cute. Mhm.
Homework for me. Homework.
Yeah, Shannon Van says
Yours
we
are
can't
positive.
log our positive comments. Nana always gets positive comments.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's why she reads them.
Yeah, that's why you read them.
Well,
We're
honey,
at
that's because of the
691.
age thing. You know, they don't
Oh,
want
really?
to. I think it's the age thing. They don't
No.
want to.
No,
It'd be like
they read the hell out of
dousing
older
fire on
people.
on your grandma. You know.
No,
Nope.
they read the hell out of
No.
older people all the time. There's a
All
whole
the
sector
time.
dedicated to it. You and
They just
Lucy are
like
just
you.
the stars, and y'all let
Yep.
Joleen tag along.
Exactly. Why do you think I'm
Oh.
pimping you out? Hello, Nana.
Nothing like a good pimp. Okay.
Now we're at 691. We can't leave till we hit 700. We're so close. 691.
Well, if I had my-
Shannon
I got-
Van said.
Is she watching it? Nana is a YouTube national treasure. Oh, Sarah,
Yeah.
smile. How cute are
No,
you?
Shan is like, I love this count. Don't sign off till we get to 700. And when Shan's channel, she's always talking about coming back. And I love when she talks about coming back, but she's like, maybe I'll ease into it.
She's
And
gonna
then,
curse you out.
because she has a real life. I get it. She's a real life. She has
She's
a
gonna
real
curse
life.
you
She's
out.
a responsible person. No, she loves me. And I
She
tell her to
cursed
come
me
back.
out, so she
Yeah,
better curse you out.
It's different. It's different. It's girls. But no.
Girl
So
power.
Shan and Mims, when Mims was Fat Phil, they would go live and they had some fun lives. And you had Angela. I haven't heard from Angela in a while. I wonder how she's doing.
She's okay. I talk to her pretty frequently.
Maybe she's in the bushes. Hi, Angela. She joins me and Nana and me and Busy and stuff. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what you're up to. All right, 693, guys.
That is crazy.
We're close. We're almost to 700. You can do it, you guys. Nana's gonna tell you a couponing story till we get to 700. Nana's like, this is 3
No.
hours. I gotta pee.
You're right. Can you tell? I got that motion. What I want to do is, can I stay on here and then go to Mims and, like his too, subscribe?
You want to subscribe from your channel, Nance?
Well, yeah. Can I
Do you have
do
your
it?
phone? You can do it from your phone.
Can I go get it?
Sure, Nana.
Okay,
You go
stay
right
right here
ahead.
because I was
Okay.
down to 23%. And
I'll knock you out till you come back. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. See,
Okay,
we got.
Joleen, so I want
a
to hear a
live
feminist.
count.
I want to hear a feminist perspective on this.
Okay. I tend to be
I
a feminist.
know.
Yep.
I know you were pissed when Andy said that he was the one that got Kim Richards help.
When did he say this?
It's in the
In that new
book.
book?
Mm-hmm. That
No.
he paid for her rehab, or we got her rehab.
Who? He did?
It's ambiguous.
Okay, well, that's weird, first of all, for him to say. But wasn't there more controversy surrounding, like, he made Carol, like, Radzi was like how he made these women's careers? And she's like, I had a career before you. Like,
She was a princess.
exactly. She's,
And she's a award-winning novelist.
I think Andy's very lucky to be in the position he's in, and these women have made Bravo. You can come up with any show idea or whatever, but it truly is the women that bring it. I think Atlanta put Bravo on the map and the Housewives on the map. I don't think that Atlanta gets the credit it deserves, and I do think I know Nene's saying some interesting stuff lately, but I do think that Nene deserved better, and I'll say that forever. I'm not saying I agree with everything she's saying now, but the shit they gave Kim Zolciak Bierman on that channel and the seasons of that Don't Be Tardy trash, and Nene couldn't even get a spinoff. And granted, it could be having to do with what she was willing to share and what she wasn't willing to share, but I feel like in the beginning, she got her wedding thing, But I just think that the stuff they did for Kim when Nene really put that show and these franchises on the map in so many ways, the same way Bethany did for New York, the same way, you know what I mean? And I know she said some things that are like, Nene, but I do think Kim got so freaking much, and Andy has taken a lot of credit for these ladies and their hard work. But that's...
I mean, yes, Nene was the one that came up with the reunion idea. They're highest rated on any franchise. But I think the issue with Nene is Nene on her own isn't going to perform like Nene performs against other women, right? It's kind of like Tiffany Pollard, New York.
Yeah,
she was so great as a contestant on Flavor of Love, and then when she branched out and they gave her own show, and she was not going up against women, the dynamic was off. So technically, I don't think.
However, when she did Celebrity BBUK, Tiffany killed it. And it wasn't just women, but it was women and men, I guess, that she was kind of, and she wasn't necessarily the star, but she was she became the star of the show.
Yeah, that was, I just think that for certain women, it's hard. Like Jocelyn Hernandez, they're so vivacious on the show when it's other people around them. But if they're left to their own devices, I think she would be not as entertaining.
But here's my thing. Kim Zolciak was not entertaining without Nene, without Sheree, without those early seasons. What did she bring to the table? She smoked cigarettes. She had that annoying voice. You're like, and she had Big Papa. Like Nene brought the drama with having fights with her. Her own show was boring AF, overproduced, yet it had like 7 seasons. So I think earlier on they should have given some of the other housewives, mainly Nene, if they were going to give a spinoff, give it to her and have her still be on Atlanta. Do you know what I mean? I think now it's too late.
I think Toothless Nene was
fun.
Who
the frick liked Kim?
Well, no, they love Candy.
Yes,
so they gave
you're
Candy the spinoffs. Supposedly, no, this is alleged. The issue with Kim was she used a racial slur, and the other women didn't want to film with her, but she was still in contract. So they were able to give her the spinoff, and I think initially maybe the ratings weren't horrible, but to continue greenlighting it, it's the same thing they did with Andy Cohen. He could have like 50,000 viewers per episode of Watch What Happens Live, and they still greenlit it. Kathy Griffin really exposed that.
She had the late night show on Bravo. See, that's the thing with Andy Cohen. He has since day one been taking opportunities away from women and been taking credit for women's work. And Kathy Griffin, like you said, did expose him for that. And really, he has no business and had no business hosting this and had no experience. And it would have probably been a lot better having it been a comedian, and how hard it is for women to get on late night in general, to take another opportunity away from a woman to be on late night is my feminist perspective. I don't like it. Now, I don't hate Andy Cohen, but there's a lot of criticisms for him, and I see why. I do see that he brings his celebrity friends and blah blah blue, but there were a lot of early hiccups, and without the Nenes, without the big personalities, and the entertaining, who really made the show, that show would have been canceled. Watch What Happens Live a long time ago. He can't carry that shit.
Well, let's just say this: Andy's idea of a hit reality show was Vicky Gunvalson in her grotto with her assistant. Carlos King came in and cast Atlanta, which really
Kenya and brought like tons of stars to the channel. Yeah, you're right.
So Andy is just getting like, what do they call those when you're a producer but you don't really have any power?
Yeah, you're kind of just getting like the title, the credits.
Yeah, vanity title.
Vanity
female. Okay.
So being a woman, you just don't.
How am I getting this? How am I getting to make it make sense? I went to Google and I put it on there. And did you know it's a song too?
From Saucy Santana, yes.
Have you ever heard it, Anna?
Ice Billion Berg does it too.
Who?
Ice Billion Berg.
I don't know. People are
I
just
don't
stealing
know.
my name, Nana.
They're just
They have
Oh,
no
stealing it.
okay.
respect.
Damn it, Dale.
You know who says it
How
all
do
the
I-
time? Cheryl. She says, "Make it make sense. Make it make sense." She's still
I don't talk about her. She doesn't exist in my world.
after she called me a lying birch. Nana was done with Cheryl.
You don't say that about your.
I thought it was a
about-
plus size birch.
Both. I've been called both by her.
We don't talk. I don't talk about her.
Nana, that was her go-to tea person. Then it became Up and Adam because she's like, you can't talk about my daughter.
Oh no.
No, I used to watch her, and then
It's
Joe
okay,
was
Nana.
telling me different things, and I thought I have no time for that.
It's okay, Nana. You stay in the out of the drama. Manifest our destiny. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Nana, how's the poop shoot? I heard so much about it. I hope all is well. We did an
Thanks
update
so much.
early on. She's good. She's good.
I'm good to go and go and go and go. Anyway, yes.
Nana with the make it make sense tea. Okay, so,
So
Nana, you
how
have to
do
go
I-
to your YouTube.
All right, I'm
Oh,
there.
if you're in YouTube, you could just put in make it make sense and then free for all.
Okay, now do I do that little circle thing like this up on top? It
No,
looks like a
ma'am.
magnifying glass.
Yeah, you can search in there.
All
Well,
right.
Oh, yeah, that's the
yes, in the
box.
search in YouTube. Yep.
You have to start way down here, Mims. Way down here for me. Then we'll
Yep.
get up there. Okay.
She gets there. She
Make
still goes, how do I get my email? What's the difference between email and a text message? And we
There's
have that
just too
conversation
much.
twice a week.
Anna,
Well-
Nana doesn't know this, but she's following me on Instagram now.
Am I?
I know you did not know. Yes,
Am
Joleen
I?
went ahead and accepted my request.
Oh, good.
I was like,
But
was
I've
it me
never
that
had-
did it?
Honey, I'm never on Instagram. I'm not sure what it does or what it's for. Make it make sense. Okay, I got that.
Put in free for
Free
all.
for all. Here it is.
Okay. Oh, did you
should
find
see
it,
a
Nana?
picture with Busy pop up, right?
Yeah.
You can click there, and that's my channel.
And then I can like this.
Hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. She's
And
gonna
some-
play your
oh.
video.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, honey. It's still not. I've already subscribed.
You are?
Yeah.
You were already subscribed to Mims?
Yeah. When it's red like that.
Click the red. We can hear your laugh, Mims.
Oh, subscribe. Yes, I
Oh,
gotcha.
Nana, don't play my video on Jolene's channel. I'm gonna
He's
strike
gonna
her.
hit me with a copyright, Cheryl style,
I'm
JY
so-
style.
I'm so sorry. No, Mim's like, I gotcha. I just don't know what to do with you. Okay, now I got
And
you.
guess
Okay,
what? We hit 700. We did it.
Thank you guys so much.
We did it. Next up 1,000. We're gonna be here all weekend. It's the telethon.
It's a telethon.
Oh no, because my pizza's getting cold.
Oh,
Okay,
damn
we
it. I'm hungry too. I haven't eaten
Plus for
since
Nana.
breakfast.
I don't think I've.
Nana, I brought
we've
this
been
for
on
you.
a long time. We've been on for maybe not 3 hours. You got to pee? Did you go pee when you got your phone?
No, I didn't. What?
For
Honey,
sure.
will you put it on? I just love that picture with you and that. You just look
She has
great.
dreams about it.
I
Nana
just
has
liked
dreams
it. I
about
just
it.
liked it. I just, I don't want to say dirty old lady, but I just thought you looked really cute with it.
Oh, here we go, Nana. Mims with the fur.
Oh my God, be still my
All the
heart.
nanas were looking at her. Nana hit the floor. She showed her tits.
Such a nice girl. Don't we have a nice relationship? Yes.
Nana,
What is-
your subscription took it over the top. So
Thank
congratulations,
you.
Mims.
Thank
are
you
now
guys. I love
a
it.
702 subscriber channel. So close.
See, and Chell likes that look too, Mims. He's
Yep.
saying, looking
You want
awesome.
that jacket? All right, I'm gonna go.
I
get
just- I
Mims
saw-
and I'll steal it.
Honey, I so appreciate you coming on with us because we had one of the highest numbers that we've had.
Yep. So we just need a
Just
hot
so
guy.
you know.
We just need Mims. All right. All right,
So-
you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Nana, you were fantastic as usual. Mims,
I
thank
love
you
you
so
guys.
much. We got over 700.
I love
on
it.
Mims channel. Keep
That's
it going. We'll
amazing.
be back, right? We'll be back Monday for
I
90
definitely
Day with
will.
Nana.
I had to beg Nana. Jolene is very protective. She's like, no, Nana's the star.
I know. I said, oh, wait a minute. How many numbers does he have? Okay, let's. Okay, honey, no, I'd be happy.
Nana
Stop
shading
it.
you. She's
Stop
shading
it.
you.
Honey, you know, you can only be nice so much, and then here we go.
And Nana throws the shade like your Portia shade. Oh, who are
Haru,
we picking?
I picked Haru because she's always there for us and she's always helpful, and
we
not
love
saying
Haru.
not saying other people aren't, but Haru, honey, would you? I'm going to get you 6 of these cards. This is from the George Floyd Memorial. My girlfriend went over there and took photos.
And then she has an Etsy
this is
shop.
on the wall, and it's
Mhm.
called Jilly G Designs, and she makes these cards, and they're just beautiful. So Haru, thank you for everything you do for us.
Haru. So
Yeah,
DM
Haru's
me.
dope.
Haru is so
she's
dope.
darling, isn't she? So
Yes.
I want to say, Mims, I'm so glad I subscribed to you now, and I like the video, so I'll keep doing that.
Yay.
It
Okay,
takes
well,
me a while
watch some
to
of them
do
too.
things. I will. Oh, hell yeah.
Yay, Haru. DM me your address. Otherwise, email me, jolenereacts@gmail.com, and send me your address, and Nana will send you out those cards. Are we going to have a prize to give away Monday too, Nana?
I will come up with something. I like giving Jilly G Designs, my friend, the money. You know, give her the business, I should say. So yeah, we'll send some more of those out. But I really do love those cards that she makes.
Yay. All right, you guys, go sub to Make It Make Sense. Join us on Monday for 90 Day with Nana. Thank you for those super chats and all your wonderful comments.
Yeah.
You guys, the Lean team, you are the best. And
Mims, you look like a star with that coat. I'm telling you.
we'll talk
I'm
to you
telling
guys
you.
soon.
My mom is always mad. She's like, "You're gonna get robbed." I'm like, "They can have this fake
I'm
coat
gonna
if
rob
they
you.
want it."
Honey,
My
no, you're
husband
not. You're
said
just-
he wants
you look
it.
good.
What my husband wants, he gets. He cooks for me. Bye, everybody.
Peace